What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a happy edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. So how do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire of the Sports Web, on with us. We will have Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast talking about what else, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, with some comments about the new offense, Bucs rumors out there, maybe a little bit around the NFL. We'll also talk about the Tampa Bay Rays. Congratulations to them last night with defeating the Kansas City Royals 5-1 there, with Taj Bradley just pitching a gem, if you will. So we will talk about your Tampa Bay Rays, and then we will have Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions, Amped Up Sports, about 9 o'clock. And then we will get into Turnbuckle Talk at 9:30. I promise I want to make this a 2-hour show tonight. So we will take your phone calls as always, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. I like to keep it at 2 hours. We will see. Really quick, special shout out. As always, you can see the beard is trimmed up, of course. The hair is done right. And why is that? Because it's Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go very far. Get Up the Block Barbershop for a fade, blowout, edge, beard trim. I go there. Special shout out to Ricky there, the barber, my favorite guy right there, doing big things. As always, one of the best barbers on the planet. Once again, it's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Remember, you don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop. So there you go. We did get the tech issues worked out. By the way, what's the reason for that? I don't know. User error. That's on me, guys. It really wasn't the tech. It was just me. I didn't get a chance. I had to turn something on, turn something off, and reset it. So we're back live here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We tried Instagram Live tonight, but once again, it didn't work. So thanks a lot to StreamYard and Instagram Live.
That's enough to suck right there.
So we were on the Frozen Pirate podcast, Twitter. And, of course, we got comments and questions, as always. We'll get out to those really quick. Evening, everyone, says Christopher Cole. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Space Windu. It's time to show up and show out Tampa. Love it. Get out to Tim here. What's up, Peter? What's going on with you?
Yes! Yes!
Let's go out to the other Christopher on this show. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah!
So there you go. Once again, phone lines are open. The Bucs announced when the creamsicle game is going to happen. In fact, it's going to happen versus the Atlanta Falcons right there. Primetime football. You've got to love that. And says the heel mark, guess who's here? Frankie from Wisconsin.
Yes! Yes!
There we go. So without further ado, they will be against the Atlanta Falcons in December there. And I believe my colleague, Mr. Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast, will be joining me that week because we will be working with, again, the Sports Corner. Just a great turnout. For the fans out there, talking to all those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He will be down for that. And who knows? Harry may come out. Ray may come out. Leo may come out. Who knows? But please come out for it. There is definitely some guests lined up, some Rays legends, if you will. So without further ado, let's get out to my co-host here, if we will. Here we go. Professional handicapper extraordinaire right there, my friend. It is Harry the Greek. Welcome.
What's happening, Peter?
What's going on, buddy? It is the sound is not all there. It sounds like
sound?
Yeah, your sound. Yes, it's not.
All right, hold on.
Yes, this is what we do here. I got it. What do you got? All right. So without further ado, again, it's live television. You got to love that. I mean, I know it's not a TV station. I know it's not a radio station, but it is live on all these platforms. So we usually do the test out there. It seemed like it worked. Now it's not working. So there you go. All right. Well, let's get out to Louie right here. Well, that's not it.
What do you hear? What do you say?
It's going to be one of those shows. It really
What is going on, dude? Come on.
I mean, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. I'm not turning on the right stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. Look at that. Oh, look
now, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it still sounds like it's
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Don't even take me off.
All right, we won't take you off. All right, let's see. Should I play some Jeopardy music? Oh, by the way,
No. Oh, what happened there?
You
There
No.
you go.
Go ahead.
Do I have audio?
We
can hear you. It's just it's coming from your laptop.
Yeah. It's like
Just plug it in.
Plug it
I'll
in.
be
the mic.
back.
Plug it in.
I'll be
Plug it
back.
in. All right, so he's out of there. Go to the 2-shot there, Mr.
There we
Producer.
go.
All right,
Peter, how we digging this little thing I did on the fly here?
I like this.
All right, we got our up the block barbershop right there. If
There
you
you
guys
go.
know, you know.
Yes, you don't have to go far. Go up the block barbershop and go see Ricky and tell them that the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. So without further ado, let's continue to read some of these comments. Eric says, and by the way, I didn't get a chance to wish this man a happy birthday. He is calling in right now, so I hope you're listening. Alex Nunster, one of our favorite web heads for a long time. Happy birthday, brother, out there. And let's go out to him.
I'm going to kill somebody.
Yeah, well, I know you are. Let's go out to him really quick because it is his birthday. So be nice, guys. Alex, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What do you want to start, brother?
Is my audio here?
Your audio
you
is
sound
great. It sounds good. It sounds like Harry the Greek now. The other guy, I don't know who that was. Alex, welcome to the evolution. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're
By the
welcome.
way,
Yes.
as a birthday gift, the Rays are up 3-0.
Well, there you go.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Harry the Greek?
I love it.
He loves it. He loves it. Absolutely.
Well, anyway, on the real, the Rays are playing some great baseball. Man, they have not slowed down. The pitching is great. The hitting is great. We just scored 3 runs on a 2-button singles
Right.
in the infield. Simpson is back up. You know, he's doing his thing. So
Are they going to the World Series? That's what I want to know. I want to hear some hype from you, Alex. Are they going or no?
Listen, I will say this about
No,
this.
I want to hear Alex. Alex, are they going to the World Series, brother?
Go ahead, Alex.
okay. Oh, the Rays going to the World Series?
Yes.
I don't see us. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you because I'm realist here. I don't see the Rays going to the World Series, but I am gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it would be damn nice to play the Yankees in the DS or the CS.
But
And
I'm
beat them.
telling you right now, this team is the hottest team in baseball. There's no hotter team in baseball for the last 5 weeks. Nobody.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no doubt, no
So
doubt.
do you think they can carry it out for another 13, 14 weeks?
Harry, I really don't know. It's the good thing about the Rays, and JP Peterson really covered this morning, is the good thing is we are staying healthy. That's very rare. Very, very rare that for the most part, the Rays are staying very healthy. No pitching injuries for the most part. No really roster injuries. Everyone's hitting great. Everyone's coming around. Everyone now, 1 through 9, is all contributing some way, one way or the other.
Yeah.
So
Well, I got good news for you, though, Alex. You can get excited about something. Can I announce it, Pete?
Go for
Go
it.
ahead.
You got one coming up from the minor leagues. There's a rehab stint. If his rehab stint does continue to progress, there's going to be one powerful bat in that lineup, one former Chicago White Sox, Mr. Eloy Jimenez. I got that information today from a current Tampa Bay Rays player that currently plays with him.
Well, there you go.
I actually forgot all about him, but see, I have a question for you guys.
I wouldn't forget about a guy that can hit 30 homers and 100 RBIs
No,
as a DH.
And when the Rays did sign him, I thought it was actually a very rare but good pickup.
Right.
Very underrated too, because a lot of people didn't think that was going to be a good pickup, but I liked it. But question for you guys.
Yes.
What are the Rays going to do? Who are they going to cut when, number one, Ha-Seong Kim comes up? Because he's getting ready to come back. He's in his rehab assignment as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Palacios is getting ready to make his rehab start. So there's a lot of bodies, who's gonna be taking the cut. Do you think Christopher Morel and someone else gets?
I think it definitely could be Christopher Morel, even though he's shown some flashes.
I don't think he's gonna get cut. I think it's really good that he's playing good again, because I'm predicting that at the trade deadline he will be in a package deal somewhere for something.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of value he has.
That's assuming that this ownership is going to actually buy at the trade deadline. Wow. Wishful thinking, Alex.
Well, listen, I'll believe it when I see it.
Let me tell you something. If this owner can go out and get himself another arm, especially for the bullpen, and get a couple of sticks and a utility player, they may actually have a chance. Seriously. I bought into this team. Hold on. I've bought into the team. I didn't like them about 6 weeks ago. They were hovering around 500, 2 games under, 2 games over, 2 games under, 2 games over. And now everybody's like, oh my God, they're going to be World Series or bust now. Look at them. They're back to 500. And they're 5 games over. Now they're chasing the Yankees, who are not playing good baseball, who are very devastated. And there's a very good possibility that they could catch them. And I said, don't buy into this team unless they play another 3 to 4 weeks of baseball. And you know what? They did.
You did.
So people can start jumping back on that bandwagon. But you know what? Don't jump off, because come the trade deadline, you're not going to see a big splash, because that's just the ownership that they have.
Unless
I want to say this to Harry before I go.
Yes.
Harry was right when probably about a month and a half
Hit the record
ago,
button on that.
I got it. Harry is right. Go ahead.
When he said when the Rays were playing really bad baseball, and he did say, and a couple others did tell me to hang in there because it's just too damn early. But I want to make one more comment before I go, because I'm pretty busy tonight.
Yep.
Tomorrow afternoon, the big story is going to be revealed on, and I don't want to.
Wander Franco, yes, Wander Franco, and the prosecution is going for 5 years at this point, and
they found Wander Franco having relations with a guy. No.
No.
Okay. Might as well. Who cares?
I brought that up. I brought because if somehow. Because I will say the prosecution went from 30 years.
Can I answer your question?
I thought he said prostitution. Was it prosecution or prostitution?
It is prosecution. Okay. You're being
prosecution.
Right. Prosecution. Okay. Let me go full screen on this, because I already know what you're going to ask. First and foremost, I don't care if he's guilty or innocent. He will never play in a Major League Baseball jersey again, especially for the Tampa Bay Rays. More than likely, he's going to be guilty. But let's just say he happens to be innocent. Well, Trevor Bauer called. He wanted to know what you were talking about, because he was also innocent and still has not gotten a sniff.
Big difference.
Right.
Big difference. And Peter, I would love to see him back in a uniform somewhere out there. I would just love to see the signs out there that people are holding in the opposing stadium.
Yes.
Pictures of my kid. Hey, you want my kid? Is he for sale? Get out of here, man. This guy's never playing baseball again. He's a sick individual. See you later down the road. I don't care if it's part of your culture.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Can we get something in the background there, producer, please? Because that black is not looking great there. So get something back. Maybe a red.
He keeps playing with that thing.
He is doing it. No, that's not me. That's
I'm coming through there. Let me help you. Hold on.
He's actually producing on the fly as we speak, and I gotta stop because I'm doing it myself, and I gotta stop because he's doing it.
Hey, we can all do it. You want to have fun?
No, let's not.
Here, watch this.
It's going off the rails, buddy.
Okay. I like this one.
Okay, well, you could go ahead and put me back in the middle if you want.
Yes, sir. It's right there, buddy. You're supposed to be there.
Really quick, everybody wish Alex a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you guys.
Happy birthday,
Alex.
Say it.
From your number one webhead, who brings the nonsense, by the way.
All right, Harry.
No, not you, buddy.
I really do.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Happy birthday. All right. Use that second call. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Yes, sir.
You guys want to talk about the NBA draft?
Well, we want to talk about the NBA draft. Oh, let me think. Let me think.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I would rather talk to a former quarterback from the Green Bay Packers about the UFL before I talked about the NBA draft. But amuse me, who did Dallas get?
Well,
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
It's flagged.
Oh, okay. So we talked about it.
To the surprise of no one. Let's go out to the tribal troll.
Oh, hold on. There's someone out there that says that we're hating on Chicago. Look at this comment. Who's hating on Chicago? Are you
I
kidding
didn't see
me?
any hate for Chicago.
Bro, let me show you something. This is the crucifix, and next to the crucifix are the Chicago Bears because the Lord blesses our Chicago Bears. But if you're a Cub fan, suck it.
All right, listen, we're going to read the comments in just a moment. Let's get out to the tribal troll here. A busy night. It seems like everybody wants to call in. Did you miss me on Monday night there, Roger Shue?
Greek, we've missed you.
What's up, my brother Roger? Thanks for calling in, man. How you doing?
Not the answer I was looking for.
What's up right there?
That's awesome.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, Roger. You're an idiot.
Right, so
He's a great guy. Leave him alone.
Shut up.
This show
He's a fantastic guy.
is on MAGA, which now stands for Make America Greek Again.
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
You know what? Nick Ilievsky, my boy, you got to love that comment. Bill, my brother, George, everybody out there and all the webheads. MAGA, make everyone Greek again. That's what I like. Keep it going. Let me tell you something.
Make America Greek again.
You're damn right.
Thanks a lot for that, Roger. All right, what else is on your mind?
Greekites in the house, baby.
Okay, that's it. See, there
We're
you go.
rolling, brother.
All right, roll this. Get out of here. All right.
Wow.
That was a good one. Come on, right, Louie? You got it.
That was pretty good. I got to give the credit where the credit's due, man. That was pretty good.
MAGA, baby. We're MAGA heart. We're MAGA lovers.
That's right.
Make America Greek again.
Raise up
3-0.
Nothing right there. LFG. Carl Hardy says, how about the Rays looking good? Absolutely. Eric again. Cooper flag now officially Dallas Mavericks to the surprise of no one. He's going to be the number one pick. Everybody knew that. LFG Rays. Jim right there.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
He says, go Buccaneers. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs.
Amen.
There you go. Rays are on fire. Absolutely. Let's go out to David here. Have you seen any highlights of video of the Gator kid Watson in practice? Because I've seen videos of everybody else at practice besides him. I've heard people say he's been doing good, but have not yet seen anything showing yet.
Great question.
That is a great question. I haven't
actually.
Yes,
there is. There's some video of him. That was in the mandatory stuff though. There's really.
His video's been pretty good. He's been practicing really hard. They're trying to get him to lose a little bit more weight. They don't really want this guy at 450 pounds playing on the defensive line.
No,
they would love to see him ideally down to below 400 pounds. They would love to see that ideally. And I don't think they're going to get it this year. But Peter, honestly, Louie, I think this might happen next year.
I think well, let's
you got to admit it, man. He'll be progress. Too. If you lose a little bit of weight, he's going to be quicker in his first step.
Well, speaking of defensive tackles, do I share the surprise now, or do I wait?
Why?
Go ahead. Share the surprise.
Well, you know what? It's just tomorrow on the Frozen Pirate Podcast, 7:30, right here on the Sports Web. We have a Tampa Bay Buccaneer rookie coming on the show. You know what? I'll announce that a little bit later on.
Okay,
just stay tuned. Watch the show.
There you go. And we continue with talking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like what you said there, the new motto of the Sports Web. We don't just cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we talk to them also.
That's right.
Tristan Wirfs, Levante David, Kalijah Kancey, Antoine Winfield Jr., Elijah Roberts, Christian Itzian, Brad Johnson. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Peter, lots of good things coming very soon. So everybody out there, stay tuned. We got some really good stuff coming your way.
All right. Good stuff. And I like the graphics. So what do you think about the graphics there, Harry the Greek?
I was just thinking about eating a ribeye steak, but the graphics look good too.
Oh, okay.
I could. Speaking of steak, man, I could go for a nice tomahawk.
What'd you have for dinner, Peter?
What did you have for dinner? What's cooking there?
That's all I want to know. What's cooking in the South, Louie? You got anything cooking in the South?
No comment, bud. No comment.
Are you a Southie from Boston?
Oh God.
Yeah, no comment. What's cooking in the South? No comment.
Yo,
no, but seriously, you're up in the Boston area, right?
Yeah, I'm south of Boston, about 45 minutes, 55 minutes, depending on if they want to drive like idiots. It's probably about 50 to an hour and 20 minutes.
No, but seriously, a lot of friends that I've had before in the past that were from Boston lived in the South area. They were considered Southies. And I'll tell you what, some of the best people I ever met in my life. True people, great Irish people, man, I'll tell you what, they were just a lot of fun. And if you didn't drink, you couldn't hang. Trust me.
If you don't drink, living in this part, there's a big problem. There's a big problem. You're probably going to be an outsider, or you just, I don't know. I don't want to put labels on people. No offense, Peter, but you'd be a weirdo. Like when you come out here,
I'm a weirdo.
St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that, the vibe is completely different.
It's not St. Patty's Day. Look, Louie, look what I got in my hand.
What do you? I actually wanted to ask you, what do you got there?
This is a double oak peerless.
Peerless, right there.
It's a peerless double oak.
Cooking with the Greek in the kitchen, right there.
Years. No, this is drinking with the Greek in the kitchen, baby. This is what we're supposed to be doing. This is for you, Mr. Louie. This is for you, Mr. Peter, and to all the webheads and the Greekites that are out there, and especially my boy, Nicky Lievsky. Let me tell you something. Nico, you're going to come on the show one day. All you got to do is grow a sack. I'm going to send you the link, and we're going to come in and we're going to talk a little bit of sports because, guys, you're going to absolutely love him. He's a little secret that I have been holding back, Peter.
Okay. All right. Let's go on to the comments here. Yo, PHB, rough day, but we got the sports web. Yes. Thank God for the sports web. It was a rough day. I wanted to bang my head against the wall. Sales is not for the weak, ladies and gentlemen. If you do sales, God bless you. You can see all the gray hair that I got. There's a reason for that.
Hey, try working outside. It was about 103 degrees out here.
Try working in my shop. It was 118 today. It was ridiculous.
You know, I've never understood that because one of our hydraulic hoses blew. Okay. And one of the laborers left to go get a new hose for the excavator. And he came back. He's like, man, those guys don't even have an AC going. I'm like, the industrial fans, man, that's their AC. You're working outside in the heat, buddy. That's just the way it is. I was telling Peter.
It's unreal. You know, Peter, you get the bitch about work all the time. So I got to tell a story. And a lot of people out there, with the exception of Peter, you're going to understand it because it's mechanical and cars. Peter, go back to a 3-shot because I want to see you when I say this. Seriously, check this out. I had a customer call up to the shop this morning, and people that know it, I've been in the industry for about 40 years. I'm also a master technician, and there's a lot of things I work with cars. Yesterday, a customer comes in. They do about $1,200 worth of brake work to their vehicle, a couple of calipers, yada, 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 right? Everybody gets the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Customer calls. She goes, my car doesn't start since you worked on my brakes. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. What seems to be the problems? Well, my brake light stood on all night.
I hate them.
Since you did my brakes.
I hate them.
Ma'am.
I hate them all. I hate all customers.
Probably going to be the brake switch. You see, you did my brakes and you broke my car. No, ma'am, I didn't break your car. So I do what a good customer service agent does.
Right.
God gave me 2 of these.
Hang on.
Only one of these. So I shut up till she talked herself out, and I was like, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to help you out. Get your car jumped or have it towed. Bring it over to the shop, and I'm going to put that little grommet that's on the brake pedal that cost me 80 cents. I'm going to put it on there. Your brake light will go out. She goes, now you're going to come over and do it. Then she starts cursing at me.
Oh, wow.
Then I did a Peter Blake. I went click. That was it.
It's funny, too. It's fun. You know, you have to do it right. You're like, okay, click. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. I want to do
everything was all right until the F-bomb started dropping.
Well,
I offered to do something for free. I didn't break your car. I tried to explain it. I was very apologetic.
They still don't care. They still don't care. They just want blood. They just want to yell. And I feel like I want to say, listen, I'm not your husband or your boyfriend or your son or your grandson or anybody that you're associated with. Yes, I don't know you, but you don't know me. So shut the hell up. Goodbye forever, and thanks a lot for wasting my time.
Listen,
I found this to be very cathartic on a sports channel. We're talking about issues.
Yes,
with our work. But honestly, I found this to be cathartic. Go ahead.
Yes,
I will say this. A lot of people give construction workers crap. Like, oh, look at all those guys standing around the hole. There's 3 of them just standing there. That guy's not. listen, a lot of the times, probably 95% of the time, because I hear this all the time, so I just want to clarify it.
Mhm.
Listen, 3 of those guys, one's a project manager, one's a superintendent, the other one's a foreman, and you have 2 other guys that are working in the hole. I dare anybody in this heat, to take my shovel and go look for a live gas line at that, dig it by hand, find it, expose it so your operator can dig around that. I dare anybody to do that. I'll trade anybody.
No,
I will,
okay,
but listen, construction workers get a lot of crap. A lot of construction workers get a lot of crap. A lot of people bother us with dumb, stupid questions. We had one today. Yesterday, this lady was the entitled Karen, if you will. You guys can't park there. You guys can't be destroying this
I
park.
got a question. Why does it got to be a Karen? Can't it be an entitled?
Karen.
How about an entitled
always
Elizabeth or an entitled
Always
Lisa?
Karen.
All right, we'll do an
Where did the word
entitled
Karen come from?
Kathy.
I don't know. We can just kind of go with it.
It's a Jenny. It's just annoying.
This entitled woman. How about that? This entitled woman thinks that.
Loudmouth.
What I'd like to call him is an entitled. I hit the mute button on purpose.
Well,
I
that's
like
good.
that.
That's very good. All right, guys, let's go.
All right,
to
let's go back to the comments.
Yes, Greekites in the house. Peter needs
Sorry,
a Father
guys.
Nelson. We don't need that at all.
What?
We
What
the
who
Thunder.
wants Father Nelson?
No, Roger said he wants a Father Nelson.
Come on over,
We
Roger.
the
I'll show you.
Thunder. Right, there you go. A Tampa Bay Lightning podcast. The Sports Web never stops. Appreciate you, my friend. Right, there are Lightning guys.
Those guys are great, by the way.
He is great. Shooter, absolutely schooly. We'll get them on here.
Stash is cool too.
Well, yeah, Stash is absolutely cool.
A lot of rumors swirling around too with the Lightning.
Yeah, Connor, McDavid. Yeah. Let's
Kucherov.
go. I need Buccaneer talk, training camp. What did the players say? Baker Mayfield and all. We'll get to that in a moment. Go Cubs, go. Nick says, no way race. Dave Ruffalo right there. Sun Devil Dave. Cooper flag to the Mavs. Jim says, where's Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy?
He's in the box over at Seminole Mall.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, doing a radio show right now. No, I'm just kidding. Big
no,
moves
seriously,
happening in hockey.
he's trying to hook. He's trying to open up a can of pork and beans, and he holds them over his little campfire. You guys know that Ray is homeless, right? He lives in a box around the corner.
I thought he lived down by the river or something like that. All right, let's see here. Big moves happening in hockey in the next week. You may need to open up a slot for me next week. We got you. If you want to come on, Rays host World Series. We'll see. Yikes! Talk about washed up waste.
He's referring to
but
Eloy Jimenez.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's a Sox fan. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. Cubs up 4-0. Rays up 3-0. Eric, Franco update verdict tomorrow. Again, how do you feel about the verdict? I think he's going to be what? Innocent? Guilty? I think he's guilty. Guilty. It's about time the Cubs show up. Nick says something you will never hear the Greek's wife say right there. Morel. Only knock was high rate of strikeouts when he was with the Cubs. Still has the high rate of strikeouts at this point. Hey, Pete, go Tampa. F Chicago says
there you go. I'm right. There you go.
Go
I didn't say it
Cincinnati.
out loud. Just look into the TV screen that you're looking at right there.
Roger says Greek is always right. Make America Greek again. Sitting. What's up, Peter Blake? What's going on, boss? Christopher Cole. Cubs were hot. Now they're struggling. The Hill Mark Frankie from Wisconsin. Stop hating on Chicago. Trish.
What's up, Frankie?
Howdy, Harry the Greek, my neighbor right there. So it's a neighborly thing. That's always a good thing. Laugh out loud. Alex, thank you guys so much. Best show ever. Absolutely, buddy. From your number one webhead, Mike D. Roche from Canada. Hello, guys. Is Godwin practicing yet?
Get well soon, Mike.
Ron Harper's son, number 2 overall.
Say what? Really? Ron Harper, the former NBA player?
That's how you know you're old, right? You know you're old.
Really? Chicago Bulls former point guard. His son's the number 2 pick overall.
Was that Dwayne Harper? Is that who that was from Rutgers?
Ron Harper.
Yeah. Ron Harper.
Harper would just knock threes down. He'd be the guy that was always left open. Him and who's the white dude that played for Chicago, who's the head coach of Golden State.
Oh, Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
They would and John Paxson. They would always be left alone at 3, and they'd go ahead and just drain them.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Do you think we will get TJ Watt? That's been a rumor out there. I guess that's for next year. I don't see it happening this year.
No, why not, Pete?
I think they're good at where they're at. And I think they like the kids that they have at this point, namely David Walker, the kid Elijah Roberts, also Hassan Reddick, Yaya Diaby is there.
No, but I'm hearing that TJ Watt could actually be on the table before the season starts.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
In my opinion, you're going to have to get him in here before camp starts. In my opinion.
Not someone of his caliber, honestly.
I think you might have to get him in here before camp starts. You're going to have to. So if they do trade for TJ Watt, you're going to have to give up a lot of draft capital, and probably like somebody's going to be on the outside looking in. So let's do. You guys want to talk about this topic? You guys want to?
No, I'd love to talk about it. I had I've heard some traction. Actually, there's some possibility that this may actually happen, guys.
Really? I've heard rumbles about it. I just, I'm just kind of like, we heard a little bit with the Max Crosby situation, and then he wanted
that was never
a new contract.
Well, there was a report in care of, by the way, Joe Bucs fan. So, by the way, thank you very much, Joe Bucs fan, for shouting this show out, shouting me out with all the interviews. 6 articles they've already shouted out from us. So we appreciate that. But going back to the TJ Watt situation, that has been thrown out there. I mean, what have you heard, Harry? Go full screen on this, producer.
What I've heard that just exactly what I said. There's been not just rumblings. There's actually been some behind the scenes negotiations that could possibly happen. But then again, it just kind of stopped as quickly as it started. But, I wouldn't count it out. Anything's happening. I mean, anything's possible. This organization will go after whoever they want and make it work. You've seen it before in the past.
Sure.
Just 4 years ago, they re-signed every free agent that they had, and they didn't lose one single player. So for anybody to say that this team is not capable of putting something together, I don't know about that.
I just think they're happy with what they have at this point. So I think they're going to stick with it. But if there is an injury, knock on wood, then maybe there's certainly a possibility at the end of the day.
He's not a backup guy.
He's not a backup guy, and he's a
front line.
Yes.
He's a frontline guy. He's a 3-down guy.
Yes.
You take him out every third series to give him a little bit of rake, give him a little rest because his wheels are getting a little bit on the old side. It's understandable.
Right.
I mean, if he gets in here, I mean, you're definitely talking a serious, like, the expectations is a Super Bowl because guys like that. I mean, Peter, I've talked about this.
He's getting old, Louie. What do you give up for him? If he's getting what round, you give him one pick. What do you give him?
He's 30 years old at this point.
I don't know, Harry. It's tough.
Stay healthy.
If it's me, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it all depends. I mean, if Coach Bowles really loves what he sees with the younger guys, and I talked about this, they really addressed the need with the cornerback position. I thought that was a very weak point. That and inside linebacker. They have an abundance of talent and depth at that cornerback position where I think that they could lose or get rid of Jamel Dean. At what cost? I mean, if you're going to bring in a guy like TJ, I would definitely throw Jamel Dean on the table. Maybe I would throw this year's first-round pick, and maybe because I'm not big on giving up the farm, especially for a guy that's 30 years old. So you got me really thinking here. You got me here putting my thinking cap.
I'm not giving them. Listen, man.
While you're thinking,
I'm not giving them any players. I'll give up a second and a third. You're not going to get me to give up a first-round draft pick. That's plain and simple.
Well, if it's
and let me be really
Super
clear.
Bowl,
You've played the game. I've played the game, and you and I both know, and so does Peter.
Yeah.
You can take a mediocre secondary and make them look like superstars if you have a pass rush. In Tampa's pass rush, let's pump the brakes a little bit. I don't care how much depth you have. Every team has depth. It depends on how good they are. This team, we're going to find out after week 5 how good this team is in their secondary by how well they're playing. But don't be fooled. They could play a lot better. Louie, you know this. That defense is getting pressure on that quarterback.
Well, I did say this. It does take. Sometimes it just takes one guy to really spark change. We've seen this with Saquon Barkley. Came to the Eagles, boom, Super Bowl. We've seen this with Corey Dillon with the Patriots. The Patriots were missing the running game that year. They went out and got Corey Dillon, and then what did he rush for 1,500 yards at the time? That's a lot back in 2005, 2006. That'd be pretty much the equivalent of 2,000 yards now, and they won a Super Bowl. So a guy like TJ Watt coming in here, I mean, I would give up Jamel Dean for TJ Watt. Absolutely. I would give up Jamel Dean, and I would give up because a lot of people are still are not really compensating for Zion McCollum and what kind of year that he had. I think Zion's a very good corner. I think, the corners that we drafted could really, fill in. I think they're instant plug and play guys.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
And also you have a guy that I believe that's being slept on, and is Bryce Hall, the corner that went down. And I think I thought he looked pretty damn good while he was playing with the Buccaneers. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury, a season-ending injury. So, I mean, if it's Super Bowl, if I'm going all in, you have to go with the Rams playbook. You got to go all in, and, you're going to have to give up a first-round pick. Pittsburgh is not going to just you don't give up pass rushers like that, man, for nothing,
Yeah. All right. This is where it's from. Bleacher Report, which believes the Buccaneers could push for a trade for disgruntled all-time Steelers stud TJ Watt. They say if they could add defense and make this defense the most terrifying Tampa Bay has had since the Super Bowl defense, then it would go a long way in offsetting their offense and maybe lack of play calling. They also suggest the swap would be between the Bucs and Steelers, and will be Tampa Bay gives Pittsburgh a 2026 first-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick, and second-round pick last year, Chris Braswell, for the 30-year-old, which he would be paid $30 or more million a year. So not only are you giving up all that draft capital, which is unlike Jason Light, although again the report was out there in care of Joe Bucks fan that Jason Light was trying to get Max Crosby from the Raiders at the time. John Spytek was there before free agency started, and it didn't happen, of course, because why are you going to give up Max Crosby for anything more than 2 or 3 first-round picks? But you're giving up lots of capital here for Watt, who's 30 years old, and then on top of it, you're going to pay him over $30 million a year.
Dude,
guys,
I'd give him a second and third, man. I just wouldn't give up any more than that. I just
yeah, I don't see it. All right,
his health has been a concern too, right, guys?
What's up?
His health,
a little bit. I mean, for me, like I said, I would go all in for a guy like Max Crosby. That at the time, I would go all in because that guy does not give up.
Max Crosby, buddy, he's an absolute stud. I'm talking about TJ Watt.
I know, but I was saying with TJ Watt, that's why if we've seen this, sometimes it just takes a change of environment, and guys that are injury prone, they come to a team and all of a sudden they have a fantastic year and they take the next step. I'm not saying he's going to take a next step, but I'm saying if you plug in TJ Watt for the right price in this defense with the amount of depth at the edge rusher position, especially with Hassan Reddick, Chris Braswell, a lot of people are forgetting about Anthony Nelson, who made one of the biggest plays last year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who bats balls down. The rotation that Bowles is going to implement, especially on the defensive line too, with the talent that they got. You bring in a guy like TJ Watt, I mean, I think you give up a Jamel Dean and a first-round pick of this year. I think you're talking Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Bucs because if he can, and I think he can stay healthy. I really do, because again, the rotation, keeping guys fresh. The Eagles did it, and look what happened.
Well, that's true, but again, going back to what the Bucs do, they just drafted 2 kids in this draft. You just have Hassan Reddick. And then on top of it, why would the Steelers get rid of TJ Watt? Because you just get Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This, again, Bleacher Report throwing it out there. I understand it, but then again, I don't understand it because the Steelers still want to be competitive. And the only way you're going to be competitive, if you will, in that AFC North is if you have your prime pass rusher. Let's go back out to the comments.
Pete, back before you go to the comments. I'm going to make a prediction because I don't like to do proposition bets.
Sure, go for it.
You can bet the under this year on the Steelers on the total wins. This team is not going to be the same. Aaron Rodgers is a shell of what he was from before. He really hasn't any kind of practice. He hasn't played very well. And I just, they've lost their best wide receiver. This team is not anywhere close to what they were before in the past. And you know what? I never bet against streaks. And this team has had a winning season every season for how many years? How many years they make the playoffs?
Since Tomlin's been there.
I am going to let you know this. This team is going to be the first year that this team does not make the playoffs, and they don't even win 8 ball games.
Wow. All right. Let's go out to the phone lines here. We'll get back out to the comments in a moment. Eric, welcome to the Evolution.
What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today?
We're doing great, man. Happy hump day, buddy.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you guys talked about the Rays had a meeting today with the Major League Baseball for playoffs. Did you guys hear about that?
Some type of location where they're talking to, and I don't know why they wouldn't use Steinbrenner, but I would have
because you usually get 30,000+ players, Pete. Where are they going to put them out in Dale Mabry?
Well, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people. That's true. So you have to.
And we'll put fold-out chairs in the parking lot.
Right. Yeah. You'd have to.
That'll make Tampa fans happy.
What now, Eric? Go ahead.
Sorry, Eric.
Did you feel for the playoffs as a new stadium potentially for next season?
No, dude. No, Eric. They're not going to have a new stadium by the time the playoffs start. No.
Well, no, what I was saying for the playoffs, right? We're going to have a new field for the playoffs, right?
I don't know at this
Where
point.
do you think they should go, Eric? Do you think they should go across the street and make a baseball diamond over at Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
It's not happening.
I'm just curious. I just want to know.
It's not happening. Stop it.
That's not going to happen.
I say they go to Seminole High School here in Seminole, and then they just put little bleacher chairs all the way around. I think it'll be perfect.
He would love that. He would absolutely love that.
Let's just keep Sternberg Field. Let's call it. It's more seats.
Yeah, it's not Sternberg Field. It's Steinbrenner Field. But thanks
Sternberg.
a lot.
Let them have it. It's Sternberg.
Sternberg Field. All right. What else, Eric?
Man, the Rays up 3-1, 3-0 right now. Man, the Rays about to score again.
All right.
That's great.
Thanks a lot for the update, Eric. Appreciate you. All right.
He's awesome.
McDavid rumors that he didn't up.
Who?
McDavid.
Connor McDavid. I'm hearing a lot of stuff with that, like Cooch. They could trade Cooch.
You're gonna trade Cooch for McDavid.
Did someone say hooch? Because I got to get some
points.
You know, Harry, I'm looking at that glass half full there.
And Jeremy Howard. Let's make it happen now.
Okay.
Point.
Well, there's been some rumors out there. We'll see how it goes. But you're gonna have to give up something in order to get something.
Could you imagine? They're looking for a goaltender. Would you trade Vazzy?
No, absolutely not. I mean, to get McDavid, in my opinion, to get McDavid.
Did he say to trade Vazzy?
No way. Come on.
Or straight up. I'm talking about.
No way. Hold
on. Let me. Where's it at? Where's my thing at here? Where's that? No.
What I'm saying.
No.
That was good.
There we go. Pop us off.
Okay.
That was good.
They're not going to trade Vazzy to get a guy like McDavid. I think you're going to have to.
How about new?
Yeah.
How about new? How about new? How about
you're gonna have to give up.
How about new?
Sorry, I had to do it.
You're gonna have to give up Braden Point or a guy like Cooch to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to give up Braden Point?
No.
Could you all McDavid together?
I see dead people.
Imagine. Let's just imagine, boys.
All right. Yeah. Just imagine that's not going to happen.
How about new?
Nobody thought we had Tom Brady was coming here.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
Braden Point for Connor McDavid. Are you going to give that up? Are you going to give that up? Let me, Eric, please, for the love of God, don't be like a customer today that I talked to on the phone. I want to hang up.
Eric, you need to give me 20 Hail Marys and 10 push-ups right now.
Eric, tell me, would you give up Braden Point for Connor McDavid along with some other things? Would you give up Xavier? I believe it's Xavier Howard. And then
he doesn't want to be here.
I get okay. You're not listening. Okay. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you. You got me to the point. You didn't listen. Buddy. You just want to keep on talking.
You'll be allowed to call back when you give us 20 Hail Marys and 10 push-ups.
Just wants to talk.
And you know what? I want a video, and you have to post it on Facebook, and you have to tag Peter H. Blake on it.
Please
don't do the 10 push-ups.
Please don't.
You know what? We're not taking any calls right now. We're gonna go and read the comments, and
let's get to the comments because we're almost wrapping up.
David's not going anywhere. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can we stop talking about Rays? Lightning.
I don't know what is going to be happening. I know there's a rumor out there. There's rumors. Always there's rumors. Who knows if Tampa Bay is going to make that move? But would you trade Braden Point for Connor McDavid? I think that's kind of everybody throwing that out there. Kucherov for Connor McDavid. I don't know.
Here we are talking about alcohol again.
Yeah, there you go. I need some alcohol.
I'm ready to go for a nice bullet bourbon right now.
What would you like? Seriously, you want some? I got a nice collection.
I want to read these comments.
I'm a bullet bourbon type of guy. I like bullet bourbon.
Some.
I love bullet bourbon. I love it. I'm coming down there for the Sports Expo in Tampa, and
when are you coming down? Seriously.
December. So my birthday is December 11th, and the Bucs are playing Thursday night.
2 days after my late father, by the way.
Oh, no. My father passed away December 21st.
Did he really?
2012, yeah. So, and my son was born December 17th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Oh,
it's
wow.
very, very, like, the numbers there. But the Bucs are playing Thursday night against the Atlanta Falcons, creamsicle game. I'm going to be there for that game, and I'm also going to be there for the Sports Expo with Peter, and I'm also going to catch that Sunday game. Who are they playing Sunday?
I believe you staying with Peter when you come down, or where you hanging, bro?
I was kind of looking for an Airbnb because the wife's going to come down. I have to pick her up from the airport. So that's another thing. She's going to kill me for talking about this real quickly, but she accumulates all this vacation time, and they don't really allow her to use it. It's like a big issue. So she's like, I can't do like that whole time that you're going to be out there. And I said, you know what? It's fine. You don't have to be there for the expo.
Oh, seriously, you want to be on this side of the bay. Don't go on Peter's side of the bay. It sucks, especially if you're going to take your wife. You want to be out close to the water, the beaches. It's awesome. I think you'd have a great time. And remember, anywhere you want to go in the Tampa Bay area, it's 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Tampa, by the way? I'm over in the Tampa area.
We've been going out there so many times.
Come on, man. You can't compare Tampa to Seminole and Clearwater.
Okay,
Give me a break.
Clearwater is beautiful. We stood at.
Of course it is. Tampa, what are you going to go look at? A couple of big buildings and a whole bunch of traffic? We get enough of that shit when we're up north in Chicago and Boston.
You've got Ybor City.
Oh, yeah. Great. Here you go.
You want
to get robbed? Go to Ybor.
We went to a few spots at Ybor early in the day. And I picked up some cigars. But Clearwater is beautiful, in my opinion.
Clearwater's awesome.
If I move, that's probably top priority on my list.
I live about maybe, what would you say, Pete? 10 minutes, 15 minutes south of Clearwater?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start looking for an Airbnb because it's gonna be a long week.
Let me know when you're coming down. Throw something in my DM and I'll go ahead and I'll let you know where it's at. Seriously, I'll see if I can get you a good deal on it.
All right, man, I appreciate that. Perfect. Thank you.
Let's go out to the comments. Try being a firefighter. Citizen question why you're taking the fire truck to the grocery store, complaining about wasting their tax money and how they're coming to call the chief.
Well, hold on. Don't go to the next question, to the next comment, because that's coming possibly in a state near you, especially in a city called New York City. Oh, yeah. Seriously, guys, did you see that? I'm not trying to get political here, but that might actually be something that's going to be true. I'm not kidding you, man. Stay tuned after the election for the mayor race in New York.
Please.
Oh, Pete, seriously, it's horrible, buddy.
I bet. Who's in Tampa next season? Otten or White, both free agents next season. Dave, to answer your question, more Otten, I think, than White, because White's going to be looking for starter money, especially if he puts up good numbers. He still wants to be a starting running back in this league. Raina says, hey, Pete, thank you very much for tuning in. Lamar, Aloha, Peter, Louie, and Greek, thank you very much. Dave, not giving up too much draft capital for Watt. He's injury prone and aging. Exactly. Plus, you have to pay him over $30 million.
Is the third round too much for him?
You're not getting a third. You're not just getting
I'm just saying, would you say that a third round would be too much for him? I give two third rounds, or I give a second and a third.
But I know Pittsburgh is not going to just do that. So
I think he's injury prone because there's no quality depth there in Pittsburgh. There's no rotation. The guy is constantly in there. That's why I feel like why was Bucky and Rashad so good this year? Because they were both fresh.
Yes.
Why were the Eagles' defensive front four so good this year?
Oh my God, they rotated everybody.
They don't rotate out there in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
And let's face facts, one of the toughest divisions to play in outside of the NFC North is the AFC North. I'm sorry, it's a black and blue division. It is.
Yeah. All right, let's go out to the phone lines here. Frankie from Wisconsin, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire, and of course Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast. Go.
Man, it feels so good to talk about Buccaneer football again.
Just right around the corner, my friend. We were always talking about Buccaneer football on this show.
But I gotta deal with all these cheeseheads. But at
Now
least
he's speaking my language.
Well, you should just move down to Florida, man. We've already made that.
Well, with me and my MS and the heat, that's just a no bueno situation.
No bueno, huh? Yeah.
No bueno.
I gotcha.
I might want to move just somewhere like maybe Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee is beautiful.
Ain't that horrible? We can deal with that.
Tennessee is actually, I don't think you're going to fare too well in Tennessee because if you don't like the heat, if you can't fare the heat, Tennessee is actually worse. Because I was out there for the wife's birthday. It was April and it was 92 degrees in April.
Oh,
so yeah, it's hot. Tennessee is beautiful. I was in Broadway. It's beautiful. It's amazing, but it's hot.
I live in Wisconsin, and I like the only thing that's brutal here is the winters. I just can't. I can't tolerate the winters.
Yeah,
you're preaching to the choir, buddy.
All right,
the Winners and the Packers. You didn't say
But
that.
anyway, how about them Cubs, man? What's going on? We're falling apart.
With the who?
My God,
Cubs. So
I just love it. Can you say it again, Frankie? What are they doing?
we're doing what the Cubs do best, man.
Hey,
We're
you
the
don't
lucky
understand,
Cubs.
Frankie.
Cubs
Leave the
are-
word
we got-
we out of it, okay?
Can we
Because there's no we in us.
give me some Bucs thoughts, Frankie. Enough with the Cubs. Come on, give me some Bucs thoughts here.
Bucks thoughts, man. I'm telling you, man. Bucky Irving, I'm telling you.
That's your
he's gonna
guy?
That's my guy. He's going to have over 1,500 this year combined.
Over 1,500 yards, says Frankie. Combined.
Over 1,500 combined.
Okay.
I can see that.
I could definitely see over.
I can see that.
I think I think Baker, because somebody was saying this, put this out there projection. Baker, instead of throwing 41 touchdowns, would throw 39, and the touchdowns may be down because you're depending on the running game, but your offense may be that much more dynamic, if you will. Plus, you cut down on the turnovers from Baker if you're putting the ball in the belly of Bucky Irving. So I think that's a great plan at this point.
You are my sole outlook right now, or my sole source, rather.
Really?
For Buccaneers media, because dude, in Wisconsin, we don't get none.
Well, there you go. You're
The
always
only
welcome.
time I ever got any Buccaneers stuff going on in Wisconsin is when we had Tom Brady. Because then, everybody wanted to be a
I'll
Buccaneer.
give you a little hint on why that is. Because you live dead between Green Bay and Chicago.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
No offense, I can't stand Green Bay. And Chicago I can tolerate.
Okay, good. You don't have to hang up on him now, Pete.
No, I don't. He's not a Packer fan. He's a Bucs fan. All right. So
Real quickly,
I'm throwing this out there really quick. TJ Watt, would you be okay with trading for TJ Watt? That's the question for the night.
Question for the day. Oh God, dude.
TJ Watt
is like an amazing talent. But number one, it's like, what are we giving up?
Yeah.
Number two, that's a huge contract that we got to sit on. And number three, dude, he's coming off a serious injury.
All right. So can I say this?
There.
All right. So here's my thing. I'm going to keep saying this. There's no rotation there in Pittsburgh. He's on every play, basically every down on defense. So this year, 2024, 11 and a half sacks. 2023, 19 sacks. 2022, 5.5 sacks. The year before that, 2021, 22 sacks, 15 sacks, 14.5 sacks, 13 sacks. I mean, I'm giving up Jamel Dean and a first-round pick this year for his services because it's a guaranteed Super Bowl win because he doesn't have to be on the field all the time. He's part of a rotation with Hassan Reddick, Yaya Diaby, Chris Braswell, and the other rookies that we drafted.
Risky, my friend. You're giving up Jamel Dean, who's a veteran on this team, knows the defense, right?
You're giving up Jamel Dean, who is a proven commodity in our secondary.
Is he really proven, though? Because I hear a lot of people calling for his head.
Well,
I heard a lot of people calling for his head last year. This guy can't stop a nosebleed. He's doing this. He's doing that.
That's a fair point. That's definitely a fair point.
If he can't stop a nosebleed, at least we got somebody in there. Who's going to have fill his spot?
Greek, what did you say earlier a great pass rush can make a mediocre secondary look great. Isn't that what you said earlier?
A great pass rush can make a mediocre secondary look like literally great.
And here's the thing, guys. You have, listen, here's what you got. Hold on, Frankie. Hold on a minute. All right. Here's the point now. If you give up Jamel Dean with this trade, you're giving up a veteran presence commodity. You're depending on Benjamin Morrison, which a lot of Bucs fans at this point are ready to move on from Dean. It's a risk because we don't know what Morrison has. He is a rookie. We don't know if he's fully healthy. We think he is because of what Jason Light, all the medicals that the Bucs have been able to do. You also have the kid Jacob Parrish. So those are two rookies. So it's risky, but you're exactly right. If you do get a player like a Watt, it is predicated on the pass rush. But once again, Frankie is somewhat right. And I think he's kind of, going off of what I said. He's 30 years old. He's aging. Yes, you're going to have a rotation at the end of the day, but still he's not able to stay healthy. And not only are you going to have to pay him, you're going to give up all this draft capital. Like, they're not just taking Jamel Dean in a first-round pick.
I think they would. I'm going
to tell you right now, they'd be foolish not to do that, Peter.
They would take
getting
multiple.
a defensive player.
Mike
Tomlin's a defensive guy. You're getting a defensive player
Peter,
in
I would
return.
agree with you. Listen, man, I would agree with you, Peter, on this.
All right.
If this was 2-3 years ago, honestly, then the guy's going to command,
Oh,
one or two first rounders. But hold on, Frankie. I don't think right now, at this point in his career, and the propensity of not being able to stay healthy, that's the reason why I don't think anybody is running up to the front lines going, hey, we're going to give you a first rounder or even two of them. I just don't think he's going to demand that. But if we were foolish enough to give up Jamel Dean and a draft pick,
I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a first rounder, like what you said, Greek, earlier. A third-round pick, multiple threes, or even a 2. I'd give up a 2 this year and maybe a 3 next year with Jamel Dean. I really would, because Jamel Dean had 1 interception. He was injured this year too, and he hasn't, since he's signed a contract.
They need corner help, Louie. They need corner help, and I don't know how we got on the Jamel Dean.
Well,
story,
this is what Louie threw out there. Louie said, throw Jamel Dean in the trade mix. And again, this is from Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report saying Chris Braswell, a first next year, a second next year, and that gets it done.
I am not giving up Braswell.
This management is too smart to do anything that foolish.
And I don't think they're going to give up any.
And hence the word foolish.
Right.
They're not foolish if they trade for a third and a fourth.
Yeah, they're not
doing
that.
You give up Jamel Dean and a first or another first, that's foolish.
Steelers not doing that.
He played 12 games this year. He had 1 interception.
Yeah. All right, Frankie, appreciate the call. Anything else here? We got to get out to Leo here. Anything else?
No, I'll catch you later if you got turnbuckles.
Yeah, man, we got 2 calls. I appreciate the call. Thanks a lot for tuning in as always. All right, my friend?
All right, man.
All right. We'll continue to read some of these comments, and then we'll get out to Leo Haggerty of Amped Up Sports, Night Sports Productions, as he is setting up his shot as we speak. TJ Watt ends up in Washington, D.C. I could definitely see that.
Possibility.
But I don't see the Steelers and Mike Tomlin.
Put that comment out there, Nick.
Nick did.
Yeah.
I don't see the
Steelers. Got a lot of knowledge.
Guys, I don't see the Steelers giving up TJ Watt.
I do.
It is their best chance to win. Now, if they're tanking, if they're not good, maybe at the trade deadline, like you say, Harry, that's certainly a possibility here.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
We're going to hold off. Do you think Watt is wanting to be traded to have a Super Bowl run before the career is done? Certainly possible. Hold on, Abraham. We'll get back to you in a moment. Pitt likes Palmer is a rumor. Dope haircut, Louie, looking like a warrior right there. I doubt
dude, why does everybody keep saying that? I got compared to a Samoan warrior the other day.
There you go, man. I doubt Jason Litt will go with Watt and pay $40 million.
I don't know, Louie. Maybe it's the Mohawk.
Well, listen. Here's a great point.
Tight, brother.
Here's a great point by Game On. Exactly right here. This is what you have to consider. By trading for TJ Watt, there's a possibility you're not able to re-sign a Baker. And I know, to me, the cap when it comes to the National Football League is like the national deficit. It's invisible. We always talk about it. Peter. It doesn't exist. Gedeke has to get a contract extension, the right tackle there, Baker Mayfield. So if you sign a player like TJ Watt, it's going to make it that much more difficult. Never would doubt Jason Light and Mike Greenberg and those
I've
guys.
seen, but here's the thing, Peter. I've seen this story before. It seems like every season. Remember the year where we had to re-sign Antoine Winfield Jr., Mike Evans, and a few other guys.
We're all sitting here talking about T.J. Watt, and he's not even good as another player as in Cincinnati and T.J. Hawkinson. I mean, not T.J. Hawkinson. T.J. Henderson. Sorry, thank you. But
T.J. Henderson.
No, it's not Henderson. Why is my brain not working?
It's yeah. And
TJ.
Is it T? It's not TJ.
No, it's not TJ. Oh my God,
Wow.
brain just fried. How come
Hendrickson?
That's it.
Yes.
Wow, that's bad.
Trevor Hendrickson, is that his name?
No, now, oh my God, Peter, we're starting to sound really goofy.
We are. Hall is getting
Trey Hendrickson. Thank you.
Trey, jeez, too many.
Wow,
TJ
and Trey. No, but seriously, he's probably the best guy that's out there right now.
Yeah,
he's not a free agent. He doesn't want to play. Where's he going? There's
he's
rumors
not
Chicago.
going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
They haven't signed him. They're not giving him the money.
They're resuming talks because they can't get their draft pick signed at this point. So now he's got all the leverage. Dean is staying put. Bulls wants cornerback depth this season because that was the problem last season. Nick says Washington sends Terry McLaurin to Pittsburgh. Steelers 5-12 record this season. Nick.
Ooh, hold on. Wait a minute. So that's a good thing right there because we just said, all right, so if Scary Terry gets traded to the Steelers, let's just say TJ is not involved in that trade. Maybe they give up something else, some draft capital to go get Scary Terry. Why not unload TJ to go get a Jamel Dean or reassure the secondary? I don't know. I hate doing these what ifs and
we can
stuff
talk
like
more
that.
about this. Let's go out to our guest here. I'm allowing him to wait. He's being patient. I'm not going to do that anymore. You don't allow a legend to wait. So here we go.
Book him, Dano.
There we go. Right there. He's asleep.
We gotta adjust this. Yeah. There it is.
He's
sleeping.
Dead. You're dead. What happened? Leo Haggerty, welcome to the evolution of sports talk television. Yes.
I'm sitting here trying to mouth Trey Hendrickson.
Yes, Trey. We're saying Trevor.
TJ
Hawkinson.
No, but seriously, am I not right? We're talking about TJ Watts. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is not going to be a Cincinnati Bengal this year. I don't give a crap what anybody says. He wants to be paid.
I will bet you.
I'll tell you what. If they don't pay him, Pete, he's not playing. You want to bet?
Will bet.
He'll hold out.
He'll hold out. Peter, I'm telling you right now, unless he doesn't sign a contract, he will hold out and not play. You want to bet?
He is signing with the Cincinnati Bengals. They are desperate. They messed up when they drafted the guy Stewart, who's looks like he's not going to sign with them. Or not going to sign at all. Go back into the draft next year. They're going to re-sign.
He can't go back in the draft next year. They'll never let that go. No way.
Oh yeah, they will. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to sign. He doesn't have to sign with the Cincinnati Bengals. That's a
bad look for him.
That's it.
Right. Bad look for him.
He has every right to do it. I mean, the Bengals knew when they drafted him. It's a bad look.
That's not only a bad look, but if one injury, he makes zero.
Right.
You want to talk about playing Russian roulette with your career there?
I bet you a medium steak.
What's up, Leo?
So, go ahead,
Leo. We got a good surprise on the show tomorrow.
Leo, are you sleeping?
So, do I announce it now, guys? Should I announce it now?
Yeah, go full screen on it too.
All right. So, for a very long time now, I've been trying to launch this Frozen Pirate podcast. Was with some other guys and just didn't work out. Long story short, Peter and myself gotten together. He's given me the opportunity to show my platform, the Frozen Pirate Podcast, and I've been trying to do as much as I possibly can to help elevate the sports web, be a part of the team, and I feel like I'm starting to become a part of the team. So tomorrow, 7:30, on the Frozen Pirate Podcast with myself and Leo and Harry. If you want to join, you are always more than welcome to. There's no adjusted time slot for you. There's no time slot. You can pop in whenever you pop in. I'll keep sending you those links. You pop in when you pop in.
Please do.
Peter, you're going to be on the show as well. So I have a Tampa Bay Buccaneers undrafted rookie who's joining the show, and Devon J. Thomas, defensive tackle. I have a lot of questions for him. We're looking to follow his journey into training camp. And if you guys haven't seen him, Go check him out. Devon J. Thomas, Penn State, defensive tackle. He had a lot of great things to say about Vita Vea before he even attended the draft. Well, he didn't get to attend the draft, but he had a lot of good things to say about Vita Vea, and now he's playing alongside him. So he's going to be on the show tomorrow, 7:30 to whenever time we stop, and we have a lot of good questions. Leo, I know you're going to be asking some good questions with him, so I'm excited, man. I'm very excited. My first Bucs player on the Frozen Pirate podcast, so I'm very grateful.
Well deserved, my friend. Absolutely. All right, good stuff there. So, Leo, the question of the night, if you will, this rumor came out from Bleacher Report. It's been brought up by Louie and, of course, Harry. TJ Watt could possibly be traded, and this is what Bleacher Report says, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, what they say actually is you give up a first, second, and Chris Braswell for TJ Watt, who, by the way, is 30 years old, an elite pass rusher, but's not able to stay healthy. And on top of it, not only you're going to have to give up all that draft capital, you're going to have to pay him over $30 million a year. Would you do that? Yes or no? And why or why not? Welcome to the evolution.
Nothing like throwing me to the wolves there, Peter. No, I won't do it. I'm not giving up a first and a second. And the guy who I drafted high last year, who we don't even know what we got with him. Right now, TJ Watt is trying to manipulate the system to get traded or to get a better contract in Pittsburgh. And the problem is when you're playing chicken with the Steelers, you're going to lose. Because look at them. What have they had? 3 coaches in the last 60 years?
Right.
You know, just it's not going to change. And that it's a blue-collar town. They don't want to hear guys, you know, holding out for 30, 40, $50 million. They just don't want to hear it.
No.
And when you look at what the Steelers have, the guy who came up and said Steelers 5-12, are you kidding me? They haven't had an under 500 season under Mike Tomlin. What makes you think they're going to have one this year?
Well,
they find a way. They find a way.
Yes, exactly. And Harry thinks they're not gonna do well this year with Aaron Rodgers.
Normally, Leo, I don't never bet against streaks ever. Mm-hmm. This year, it's going to happen. And they've lost their number 1 wide receiver. They're bringing in a quarterback that's way beyond his prime. They've got let me tell you something. There's a lot of controversy, and I love Mike Tomlin. He's an extraordinary coach. This will be his last year coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not going to have the season that they've had, and they've been kind of lucky, Leo, for lack of better words. They really have not been that very good of a team.
You look at
and the coaching has gotten them over the top. But do you know what the one denominator is going to be? The coach killer himself, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, and he will kill this current head coach with Mike Tomlin. But Leo, you know what? Let me ask you a question. I know I'm not going to give up a first, second, or a third. You know, all 3 of them and a player or whatever the hell they want. But let me ask you a question. If there wasn't a player involved and TJ actually had a chance to come here to Tampa Bay, and there was some way to go ahead and pay him his $30 or $40 million a year that he wanted, would you give up a third and a fourth for him?
Oh yeah, I'm not a big down the draft board. First and second are the ones. 3 through 7 are depth. You know, you're going to find a diamond in the rough every now and then, a Rondé Barber in the 5th round. But you know what? If you've got 3rd, 4th, and 5th round guys starting for you, you're not pretty good. So that's something you really got to look at. But I don't see Pittsburgh giving them up for not a number 1. I mean, that's just going to be part of the bargaining chip that comes in.
Well, Louie, not Louie, but Leo, I mean, there's been a lot of former Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, I could think of a couple of running backs. I can think of a particular wide receiver who wanted more money. And, you know, when you start acting the fool, especially in an organization as fluent as the Pittsburgh Steelers, they just kind of oust you, and then they'll just take whatever they can get. And then, you know, they just send you out there to pasture because the next man will fill in, and they've always been very successful. You know, so for those reasons, now if TJ starts acting the fool, like, you know, say some other players have, and I'm going to leave them nameless.
George Pickens, I'll throw it out for you.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, listen, there's nobody bigger than the team. And TJ so far has handled himself very well. But if he starts getting that type of disposition and he starts talking about the locker room or he doesn't want to play, they will run him right out the door.
Well, yeah, and they won't put up with it. They don't deal with personalities. I mean, they dealt with, Antonio Brown there for a while because, the talent, it was, you're able to deal with the talent and the production if he's, productive. If he's not, then he becomes a nuisance at the end of the day. George Pickens, lots of potential, was not consistent enough, and that's why they got rid of him, and they get rid of wide receivers in the first place. But TJ Watt gives you the best chance to win, and you're Mike Tomlin at the end of the day, and he may be on the hot seat this year. And you got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. He gives you the best chance to win, especially when it comes to defense. Now let's go ahead.
Peter, can we put something out there right now?
Sure, go for it.
All 32 head coaches are on the hot seat. Let's not just say there's one guy.
That's true.
If you do not get to the playoffs, the chance of you getting fired is really high. I don't care who you are.
Leo, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What teams in the National Football League right now, if they don't have a good season, that you think the coach would be safe? That's a good question. That's fair. But you are correct. Yeah. But if you can give me just two teams that do not make the playoffs, can you tell me what coaches would still be safe?
Andy Reid and Sirianni, only because they got there last year. Only two.
Yeah, I think that's.
All right, let's talk about teams that haven't played very well, though.
I'll throw two out there. The Jacksonville Jaguars with Liam Cohen. They're not going to get rid of him this year.
That's first-year guys. First-year guys are usually safe.
And Ben Johnson. I don't think they'll get rid of those two guys.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Peter, what about you?
Ben Johnson's going to have a good year.
You're on the hot spot. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyle Shanahan, it seems like he's been pretty safe at this point. It seems like they're going through a rebuild, so I'm not ready to say that John Lynch is ready to get rid of him. So I would go in that direction. And another coach at the end of the day,
Sean McVay.
Yeah, I think Sean McVay, because if McVay gets fired, if McVay gets fired from the Rams, he's got
picked up instantly.
5 minutes. Hello,
he'd be Pittsburgh's next head coach. What are you kidding me?
Oh God, yeah, I agree with that. You know what, Harry?
At that point, listen.
If they got rid of him, Pittsburgh would go. Excuse me.
Point,
let me
Mike
roll
Tomlin,
out the carpet for you.
But listen, with Mike Tomlin, if he gets fired from Pittsburgh, same type of reaction from NFL teams. They would.
I agree.
Just like that. Go ahead, Louie. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with Harry. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked by any means if that was to happen. I think they would be probably about 22 teams rolling out the red carpet for that guy.
Without question.
Without question. I mean, McVay. I mean, I hate the Rams. I can't stand the Rams. I mean, maybe it's just kind of like a little grudge because of certain championship game there.
Game 79.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah,
game 2021 divisional game. Sorry, Bucs fans. I don't want to dig into that gap. Let's go on to Baker Mayfield.
It was still a catch, though.
It's still a catch.
Well,
I mean, if they, I think here's my thing. And Leo, I think I've talked to you about this. The only reason why I feel like the Bucs got screwed in that game just because of the simple fact that they didn't want the Buccaneers to go to the Super Bowl because they didn't want a low-scoring Super Bowl. They didn't want that 3-9. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't want it because that Bucs team, the defense was the offense as well.
You know what, guys? If you ever get a chance to watch, I think NFL Films put it out, the Rams Super Bowl run, and DeMarco Farr is pretty much the voice behind it. He comes out and says, I've never seen my offense look scared. And then you see a picture of Brooks and Sapp walking on the field until Tampa Bay showed up.
Right.
Man, Brooks broke Torrey Holt's leg in the first quarter. And believe me, that sent a message to the Rams quickly. And Louie, I can't agree with you more. They needed to find a way not to let the Bucs get in the Super Bowl because they didn't want a 6-5.
There were a couple of very, very questionable calls in that game, or a lack of calls, to be honest with you. And,
again,
it is a shame that they lost that game.
Yeah, they didn't want that. And then the following year, we make the Burt Emanuel rule. Oh, well, how convenient. You messed up and you got to make it right, supposedly. Still not right because the Bucs should be sitting on 3 Super Bowls.
All right. Should we read the comments or should we go on
Let's
to
do the comments, man, because there's a lot of comments out there. I see a couple of them. So
Bucs
let's
win
get
9 games, says Roger Shue. Mike D. Rocher, K. Dotton, 63 receptions, 774, 6 touchdowns.
That's pretty precise.
He's got potential, man. He's really got potential. I'm with Harry Berg, a second and a third for TJ, no more. 2 giant goofballs. Andrew, thanks a lot for tuning in there on YouTube. True. With great power comes great responsibility. Absolutely. Robert Shooter right there. Let's not forget when Dean went out injured. The Bucs were winning versus DC in the playoffs. He went out and they came back and won. Alex says, sorry, Jamel Dean over his BS. I'll take anyone else. Of course you will. Lamar says, I was excited to see they're working on throwing more downfield deep, adding to already short passes with Rack being Baker Mayfield and this offense, which, by the way, it's not Josh Grizzard. It's Josh Grizzard, as I was corrected by the media icon. Yes, the media icon, Mr. TJ Reeves. And it's not white eggs, it's egg whites. So egg whites and Josh Grizzard. The Bucs are also.
You guys didn't know it was called egg white? Are you serious?
I said white eggs, and I got correct.
Egg whites.
I know it's egg whites. I know, but I said it wrong. I don't know what Leo's doing, but Leo, that's
every time you said something like egg whites, your whiteheads, I'm looking. Wait a second, let me get one here. Okay, I got it.
That's great enough to suck right there.
The Bucs are also thinking about Baker's contract coming up after next season, adding Watts extra $30 million. It's going to be hard to work and keep other players. Boom, right there.
I don't think so. I think they're going to get the deal done. Listen, there's no such thing as a salary cap. The Buccaneers, if they pay the guys that they like, and I'll tell you one thing, they love Baker Mayfield. They're going to make sure Baker Mayfield is going to get a very good contract. I think it's going to be another team-friendly contract. Again, like I said, with the way the tax situation works out there in Florida, that's what the Buccaneers have going for them versus a team like the LA Rams where you have to pay more because, I mean, let's face facts. I'm not going to get political, but I mean, I wouldn't want to live in California and I wouldn't want to pay those taxes. Just saying.
True.
Who does?
All right, guys, I'm going to throw this one out at you.
Okay.
God forbid this happens. Week 8, Baker Mayfield blows out his knee.
Oh, come on, Leo.
Yeah. Hold on. Do you re-sign him?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would.
No,
yes.
I would.
You still have to yes, you have to. Yeah.
And you give him a raise to a guy that's not really fleet of foot.
I would offer him the same contract he just got recently.
Leo said a knee. Okay. The guy's not really fleet of foot. He's quick on his feet and he's really good in the pocket. But he hits a knee injury and he's slower than Tom Brady. Come on.
It would be interesting. I mean, because Tom Brady altered his game after that horrific injury he suffered. So, and he turned out to be
but he's
fantastic.
not even.
I know he's not.
He's
Tom
not
Brady.
even in the same zip code as Tom Brady.
My question would be: is could Baker Mayfield alter his play instead of being a running quarterback? He would be more of that old mentality of a pocket passer, like a Peyton, like a Tom.
Well,
no, man, because that's Baker's whole game. He's gritty. He steps up. He takes off.
I'm about to answer that question because that's the next subject we're going into with Baker Mayfield when he was asked.
Hour number 2.
Yes, hour number 2 on third downs, and you got to have it in situations. I'm going to try to do everything I can to get the first down or whatever we need. There's also a time and a place to throw the ball away. I think when it comes to protecting myself, the biggest thing is the sack number. That's the scramble element of trying to create plays, but there's also situations in the game where are we leading? Are we down? Do we need something? Don't force it. This was Baker Mayfield in care of a Joe Bucs fan. Also, check inside the numbers. According to Steve Patton of Patton Analytics, he had, and this would be Mayfield last year. Mayfield didn't face a ton of pressure last year, though he was sacked 40 times, 10th most in the NFL. But when Mayfield did face pressure, he really did a strong job of avoiding disaster. He had 6 incompletions and 0 sacks when avoiding sacks altogether. Mayfield avoided a total number of 28 sacks per Patton, which was the third most in the National Football League. So to answer Leo's question, is there a possibility, knock on wood, of that happening? Absolutely. I don't think he's going to change his game, Louie. I understand where you're coming from when it comes.
He would have to change. He would have to tweak it. He would have to tweak it because those knee injuries are no joke.
And that's going to be tough for him to do that. And even the new offensive coordinator and We've heard about it. You'll live to fight another day. You're a UFC fighter. And of course, you want to avoid injury, but that's Baker Mayfield's game, essentially, Harry the Greek. And I know you're wrong. Yes.
The reality is this, guys. Baker Mayfield relies on his elusiveness. He's not fleet of foot. For those of you that do not understand what that means, he's not very fast, but he's quick, he's mobile, and that is what makes Baker Baker. He likes to take off from the pocket on the run. If he sees it open, he's going to take off and get 5 or 6 yards to get to a first down. If he loses a step because of a knee injury, that takes a very significant portion of his game away.
And you know what, guys? Harry, you talk about streaks. Every third year, Baker gets hurt.
I know, and I knew someone was
meant to be broken, though.
I talked this about last week. I think it was when I said, let's see if he can go 3 years without being hurt. And you're absolutely correct. I don't think he's going to get hurt this year. I think he's in great physical shape. Let's just take this bad juju and don't even talk about it no more.
Stop putting it out there in the universe.
Right.
We have to stop doing
the bottom line is this, from a reality standpoint, and everybody knows I am not a person that stands up here and beats his chest and claims that he knows it all, but let's just call it what it is. I watch a lot of tape, and I really know the ins and outs on some of these players, and especially Baker Mayfield. If this guy gets hurt, especially in the knees, he's going to lose a significant portion of his game, and it's just not going to be good. I don't want to see that happen. But, Leo, you are absolutely correct. Every 3 years, this man has gotten hurt, and they've been pretty significant injuries. And last year, he got dinged up a little bit, but he still played. He muscled through it.
Yep.
So do you guys think that we should, well, not us, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the coaching staff should do their due diligence and go look for a veteran quarterback to back up Baker? Because a lot of people are not too high on the track.
And honestly, I think you draft one.
No, but I'm just saying
it's time to draft a quarterback, not necessarily saying he's got to be a first rounder unless one falls to them that you just can't pass up on. Peter, I'd love you to take this.
Well, it's going to be Kyle Trask, guys. I mean, there's no bones about it. At the end of the day, they
for God's sake, hopefully they play him in the.
Hang on, did you just say Kyle Trask?
I did.
Hit the record button, guys.
Right. Listen, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback option at the end of the day, but if you see what Jason Light did, they re-signed him because he knows the offense. Furthermore, there is some type of competition here between him and former 7th round pick Michael Pratt. They really like him, so watch out for that because
Kyle
they really
Trask will be a good player in the National Football League because he knows this offense. There is nothing wrong with Kyle Trask, and all you Trask haters out there,
I just don't know about him.
Of course you don't, because he hasn't had a chance to play. This team has been blessed enough to have Tom Brady, who plays every single game, and Baker has been relatively healthy to be able to play every single game.
At that point, he had an opportunity to beat out Baker Mayfield and was not able to do that.
But wait a minute,
we were talking about it when everybody was going, Baker, you don't want him here. We want whoever went to New Orleans. What was his name, Peter? Come on, help me out here.
I can help you out with this one. Mr. Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted this guy, Derek Carr.
Everybody just take a little taste, swirl it around, because everybody was clamoring for Derek Carr. When Baker Mayfield came here, you guys have to remember, he was on 3 different NFL teams, 2 in 1 year. He went to the Rams, got a start on a Monday Night Football game against Seattle. Who, by the way, the Greek picked to win that game. Everybody remembers that. I hope
it was a Thursday night game, by the way.
The guy threw, you ready? 17 for 40 and ended up winning the game. Yeah. But you know what? He won when it counted. And you could see the spirit. Didn't even know the offense. He was out there ad-libbing it.
You know what, guys? I'm going to put this out right now. If you remember when Baker Mayfield got signed, Peter, you asked me, what do you think? And I said, if we get the healthy Baker that took Cleveland to the playoffs, that destroyed Pittsburgh and was 1 play away from beating the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's a darn good football player.
Absolutely.
That's what
guys, you must be reading my notes at this point, because that's exactly where I was about to go first. Louie, go ahead and finish up here, and then we're going to go to what Jason Light had to say to Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times during his podcast about exactly that, why Baker Mayfield signed with the Bucs. Go ahead, Louie.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't know nothing about Kyle Trask. So before Baker got here, we'll take it a little bit further back. We'll just slim it down a little bit. Canales came in, and I said, this is going to be perfect for Kyle Trask because he sat 2 years, and I still think there's something there. He sat 2 years. You do not waste a second-round pick on a quarterback that you're never going to, like, you know.
Why? They wasted a first-round pick on a defensive end.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, a guy like Kyle Trask sat 2 years behind Tom Brady. And then when Canales came in, I'm like, hey, he did great things with Geno Smith. I think Canales and Trask are the future here. I think this is going to work. You know, then Baker came in and he outplayed him. I'm not sold on Trask for some reason, maybe because I haven't seen him play. And I'm just being honest. I'm not going to
perform him 10 times out of 10 in the preseason. That was purely because Baker has NFL experience.
Right.
Trask had no experience. He's still coming out of college. And let me be really clear. If they had to start again, they're going to say he's a rookie because no one's heard of him. People aren't going to remember he was a second-round draft pick. He doesn't have a start in the National Football League.
Threw 2 passes.
When year one happens, it'll still be year one from him. The difference is going to be that he's going to understand the offense. He's going to know his cadences. He's going to know his protection, his reads, the whole 9 yards. But he still has to have experience. He hasn't had any. So, of course, Baker Mayfield was going to beat him up. That was a no-brainer. But my question to everybody, including on this panel and the webheads, when Baker was coming here, nobody wanted him.
No.
Everybody wanted everybody else to come here. Oh, they wanted Rodgers. They wanted him. They wanted Carr. They wanted this. They didn't want anything to do with Baker. Oh, no. I kept saying, this is the answer in Tampa Bay.
I said if you get a healthy Baker, it was a good play.
Absolutely, Leo.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Of course, again, Peter. No one knows what Trask is. I get it. Everybody, it's the grand thing.
He's a second-round draft pick from the University of Florida. He's very tall. He's not mobile, and he's got a big arm.
He may be the greatest quarterback of all time because everybody out there is just so torn. He's just the missing ingredient. He is the savior of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that nobody knows anything about. What
happens
now? Hold on. What I'm saying right now from this standpoint is, yes, you don't know what Trask is, but here's what you do know. You do know that he's been a backup. You do know that he learned under Tom Brady. He learned the offense, learned this offense. He did get beat out by Baker Mayfield. Whether Mayfield had the experience or not, that was a legit competition in
training. Where was Baker drafted?
That Mayfield, number one overall.
Number one.
Right.
Number 1 overall pick.
Had a competition. He just didn't hand it to Baker. He just didn't hand it. Oh, come on.
What Baker Mayfield was battle tested.
Like some of the fans.
Baker Mayfield was battle tested with Cleveland. Anybody that plays for Cleveland should be a first-string quarterback and a Hall of Famer if we make it out of there alive.
And he won Cleveland. That's the biggest thing. You know what?
Cleveland ruined this guy almost, okay?
Cleveland
Browns almost ruined Baker Mayfield. And let me tell you why. This guy wants to play with a broken leg.
Yeah.
Okay? I haven't seen a quarterback play as with a heart like a Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I felt so sorry for him. And let me be really clear. I never liked him. I thought he was a punk coming out of college, especially when he gave the crotch dance to the opposing team. Nobody should do that. But you know where he earned my respect? When he had a broken rib, a bad knee, and they're rushing him out onto the field.
Yeah.
And he never said no. He wanted to go out there and play it.
And you know what? He made
the sign of a win.
So many points with his teammates, but the daggone team administration, they ran away from him because they said, oh, he's terrible. He's terrible because you're running out a guy who's hurt. Yeah. And that's you're still your best option.
You remember that, Pete?
Miserable.
How about you, Leo? You do remember that in those Cleveland games. That guy never should have played in those games.
But you know what? He's a warrior. Nobody can define that. He's a warrior.
You know who else is like that, Leo?
Say what?
Do you know who else is like that in the National Football League? Tua, down there in Miami.
Oh, God.
That man never should have played another down of football.
Yeah.
Nope.
But yet,
not at
he's
all.
out there, and no one's forcing him. He's going out there, and he's risking it all.
Yeah.
He's one hit away from Big Pine, probably.
Well, yeah.
He's not.
He can look like Muhammad.
To me, he's not as tough as Baker Mayfield. Go ahead, Louie.
I will say this. I wasn't a big fan of Baker coming here. I remember when the news broke, I was just like, okay, I mean, 1 year, $5 million with incentives. I wasn't a fan of it just because, like you, Greek, the attitude, the cockiness. I'm okay with that, but you have to be humble. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, and you have to kind of have the respect. I just feel like it wasn't there. But he earned my respect week 1 when I seen him stiff arm. I forgot his name from the Minnesota Vikings. And when I saw that, I said,
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
When I seen that,
point.
When I seen
Leo,
that,
Louie,
that's what did it for
Peter,
me.
guys, let me tell you something. I watched when he finally started playing for the Buccaneers, and I really started watching him closely. I compared him immediately to a legend quarterback for the Chicago Bears, and there's no such thing. But if you know football, his name was Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon, yeah.
Okay, and you talk about a winner, bro. Jim McMahon could throw a football that would make Phil Necro jealous. Okay, couldn't throw a spiral to save his ass.
No,
impossible. But
Jim
you know what
McMahon.
McMahon has? The same thing that Mayfield has.
The
It's
winner.
called heart.
He's a
And
winner.
you want to win. You're going to win at all costs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the biggest arm. He's not the fastest guy on the block. He's elusive, and he is going to do whatever it takes to win a football game. And that's even sacrificing his body to do it. That's why I loved Baker then, and I really loved him now.
Real quickly, hold on, real quickly. Let's
Yes.
just say Baker gets hurt week 7, week 8. Let's just say Kyle Trask goes in there and he blows the doors off. He surprises everybody, but we get eliminated in the wild card. What do you do? Who you signing?
Wow, that's a great question.
$4 million question, Louis. If Trask
Well,
comes in and he does what they think he can do, now you're between a rock and a hard place. Now
He's
you
still
got
in year 1, though.
Well,
He's only got 10 games. He's only got 10 games under his belt. You got to pay him.
Yeah, I don't think it happens.
That's the tricky part. And I'm not gonna lie.
So
when
you don't
Baker-
pay the guy, Peter, if he turns around, he continues to win, but he loses in the wild card game?
I think Baker Mayfield is your quarterback at the end of the day, whether he gets hurt
Let's
or
just
not.
say he loses by a field goal out of his control.
You got to sign. He's still
Okay, but
backing
if
up
you
Baker
sign-
Mayfield, but you're signing
okay.
him.
But you're not going to sign him because if Trask plays out and gets the Bucs to the playoffs, he's going to want to be a starter in the league, and there are going to be
Oh, yeah.
teams that are coming calling to
course
pay
they are.
him that quarterback.
We've seen this with Matt Flynn and a bunch of other quarterbacks that
The
do
Bucs
this.
are not going to be able to. It's Mike DeRoche. It's not going to happen. It may happen, but we're talking about it. This is what we talk about here.
You know why we're talking about it, Mike? No, don't seriously, because Leo and I just covered it. Maybe you didn't hear it. Every 3 years,
3 years.
Baker Mayfield has had a significant injury.
Yeah.
Streaks are meant to be broken. Let's go to the
Right.
comments,
And,
Peter.
and the Buccaneers have been very, very, very fortunate not having that happen in the past 5 years to a quarterback. And you know what? That's great.
It's because they got an offensive line intact. Harry, I know you're on a pitch count, so go
Yes,
ahead
I am.
and give some final thoughts here on the evolution, and we'll come back with the 2 L's here, Louie, and of course Leo. Go ahead, my friend.
Final thoughts. They're real simple, man. Thanks, guys, for having me on. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Greekites, Webheads. It's always a lot of fun. Love to bring a different perspective. I'm not a bandwagon person, but I'm going to tell it like it is. Everybody on this panel knows it.
Love it.
As I always say, keep your bets low and your returns high. Seriously, thanks a lot, guys. I hope everybody has a good night. Leo, don't let these guys push you around, and show them a little bit of knowledge and smack them a few times, especially that guy named Peter.
Yeah. I got
That's good enough to suck right there.
Peter, your sound effects suck,
Yeah.
though.
And I got up this morning.
you don't say that.
3 degrees. It was rather unique.
Yes, it was. All right, Harry the Greek.
Seriously, guys.
Appreciate it.
Seriously,
Yes.
Peter, I'll talk to you later.
Opa.
Opa, that's right.
Opa.
Listen, Louie, we'll see you in December, I think it is.
I will,
we'll
and
probably
like I
do-
said, I'll message you and I'll let you know the details.
and I will do the best I can to try to jump on tomorrow for you. Leo, seriously, just can you keep these guys in check tonight?
Yeah, give him the left-hander real quick.
The left hand
All
right
right.
here. You're
All
a
right.
lefty. See you
There you
guys.
go.
Deuces.
All right, there we go. We'll go back to the 3 shot there. There we go. All right. Should we read some of these comments?
I think we need to get to the comments because there's a lot of them piling up, and we still got turnbuckle talk to do, my friend.
Yes, we do, and we're trying to keep this under 2 hours at this
I don't
point,
think we're
but-
going to keep it under 2 hours, and that's okay because I figured out a loophole with StreamYard. Don't worry about it.
You have filled out okay. So then you figured out something. All right.
Figured some stuff out, but
All right. So Leo, please don't do that.
Oh.
All right. going to have to give up an edge rusher for Watt. If anything, Nick, Watt is going to be looking for $40 million.
Not going to happen in Tampa. Stop.
No,
These people,
it's
you guys
not.
need to relax. Stop. It's not going to be $40 million in Tampa because the amount of it's nickels and it's real quickly. Because I know we're on a pitch count here. Listen, the taxes is what plays a huge factor. So if you're TJ Watt, let's just say you're TJ Watt, you're a free agent. You can go to Tampa Bay where they're Super Bowl bound. Hey, you're going to have to take maybe $10 million less a year versus going to LA where you're going to pay out the ass for taxes. And, you know, with their situation, those things play into effect. That's why a lot of people are they're like, wow, Baker Mayfield easily should have been a $48 million a year quarterback, $50 million a year, but he's not. You want to know why? Because the taxes and the way those things work down there in Florida. That's why the guys stop. Just I common sense, and this is no disrespect to anybody, none of our webheads, but listen, guys, just use common sense. Do the research. Common sense isn't so common anymore, apparently. It's not going to be $40 million a year. And if it is, he won't play here.
Yeah, he won't.
You know what, guys? There's three places you can talk about the tax situation. That's Florida, Texas, and Arizona. But here's the problem. Agents get paid on the contract. They don't get paid and say, okay, I'm getting an extra piece because, you're not paying these taxes. No. They get 4% of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they want those big contracts. Now, sometimes you see like a Mike Evans come out and say to his agent, hey, I want to stay in Tampa. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Find a way to make it happen. That's what's happening with a lot of these places. Again, remember, when Warren Sapp got drafted, it was the Yucks. And you ever look at Warren Sapp's draft picture when the Bucs picked him? He was like shocked. Oh God, not them.
He was looking like he was ready to cry.
Oh yeah. Now this is a destination. It's not a stopping ground. Play out my rookie contract and then move. This is a destination.
You're exactly right.
Because the Glazers bought the team and said to Rich McKay and said to Jason Light, hey, you take care of the football, we'll take care of the money. And that was it. Hey, all right. Peter, guys.
All right, my friend.
Great conversation, man.
Great
that was
stuff.
Good.
Leo. You came in strong, man. You came strong to the mic. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution.
Hey, go to my website, Amped Up Sports. Go to YouTube. I had an interesting one today. Breaking news, gentlemen. What team has the best record in Major League Baseball right now?
A team that a lot of people gave up on.
Don't look.
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Nope. Yeah. Nope.
Really?
Well, the Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers, 50-30.
Yes, 50-30. And by the way, the Tampa Bay Rays just took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, luckily they caught the Tigers coming off a double hitter, got in at 3 a.m. So yeah, that's part of the game too. I left the Rays up 3-0 against Kansas City. Is that the way it's still?
Last time I checked, yes, absolutely.
All right, guys. Hey, you have a great week, Louie. I'll talk to you tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific.
All right, there you go. Right there.
Leo, special guest Devon Thomas. So
we'll talk football with him.
That's
all right. Good stuff, my friend. Appreciate you as always. As we come back to the 2-shot there, I'm not Leo Haggerty. I'm not the legend. There you go. All right,
there we go. You got to give me some time here, man. It's
I'm messing with you, but the phone lines are open. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Lots of comments we still haven't read, but I want to get back to Baker Mayfield
guys.
comments.
If we don't get to all the comments, don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie, Peter. The amount of comments that I've been rolling through, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. It really is. So
yes,
be patient. We'll read out your comments. Don't worry. And if we don't get to you, we don't get to you. You listen. We're on every Monday, Wednesday, 8:00.
Yes, and during the Bucs season, there it's
That's going to be busy.
half post, and who knows, maybe we'll add another day there. Who knows if we get some sponsors. And of course, Up the Block Barbershop, whether you want a haircut, a fade, a beard trim, definitely get Up the Block, 4649 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. You don't have to go far. Go up the block to Up the Block Barbershop. Let's go out to Abraham. Abraham, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Go, my friend.
Hey guys, what's up, man? Yeah, I had a good dialogue, good panel discussion going on.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I'm not going to be like Eric. I will listen. I'm sorry, I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
I love Eric.
So,
I love him sometimes, but yeah, I'm trying to talk to him, and he just wants to continue to talk over me. And I'm like, listen, I deal with this every day on the phone. I'm not going to deal with it with you. And I tell him all the time, listen. He doesn't listen. So
I deal with kids like that. I'm a teacher, so I get that.
We love Eric on the show, though. We love him.
Ooh, teach him, man. That's a tough gig. That's a tough gig.
Yeah, it is a hard. It is a hard. Hey, it is.
The wife is a school nurse, so the wife's a school nurse. So from grades 3 to 6. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not an easy job, but I do it. So hey, pays the bills.
Yep.
That's right.
So I can do this. So I just want to say, as far as the whole TJ Watt thing, I mean, it's a nice luxury to have, but you're going to give up a lot to get him. Plus, you got to take into consideration that they're going to. I've from credible sources, I heard that Luke Gedeke, K. Dotton, and possibly Zion McCollum. I don't know. That depends on how well he does, or they may try to see how well he does this year to maybe get him another contract. But then you got to think about Mike Evans, and then you got to think about Mayfield. So how is that going to the salary cap? So that's going to be a situation.
There's no such thing as a salary cap, bud. That's my response.
It goes up every year. But you're exactly right. Does it make it more difficult for the Bucs? Yes. Do we rule them out? Do we ever doubt what Jason Light and the administration do over there? No, we don't doubt them because they always get it done, even when there's supposedly the sky is falling and you're going to lose Godwin, and Godwin turns down $30 million.
Armageddon.
Evans, it's Armageddon, and cats are living with dogs and all this other nonsense that everybody's
Fire and brimstone predicted.
Yeah.
At the end of the world. That's it. California is going to break off.
Stone Age, right? Stone Age,
from what I was told.
Yeah.
Stone Age. Still waiting for that Stone Age. But I mean, let me get to this real quick. Yeah. Let me get to this real quickly, Peter. By the way, which I love watching the JP Peterson show. That's my go-to show right there. Anyways, listen, the salary cap does not exist, in my opinion. The only thing that really happens is it is difficult because when you're trying to restructure contracts, there's a lot that goes in there because you're talking about voidable years. We've seen it happen with Brady. The Saints, if you do it the wrong way, you end up like the Saints. The Buccaneers have one of the most underrated front offices in all of football, and you're going to see the Raiders now with Spy Tech and Brady being there. You're going to see them doing the same thing. Listen, the Buccaneers are great at this. I'm not worried about them losing Baker. The only way Baker walks out that door is if Kyle Trask did a fantastic job, put up monster numbers because Baker got hurt, and there was no way there's no if Baker got hurt week 3 and Trask put up 38 touchdowns with 5 interceptions and led him to the NFC Championship game, you sign Trask. That's your guy. Unfortunately, but again, going back to what I said, you're not going to let guys like that walk out the door. They know how to navigate around all this. Remember, go back a few years, Peter. Remember Antoine Winfield Jr., Mike Evans, the list goes on and on and on. They still made it happen.
Yep.
So
they did make it happen. All right, Abraham, what else?
Louie had a credible point. I mean, they're not going to pay Baker that much money because Florida has we don't have the state tax, I guess. So he's going to get more from his money than as opposed to if he plays for another franchise, another state. So people are, the thing
you do have to pay taxes in other states that you do play in, though.
Yeah.
They're very fortunate. So, again, when I say there's a lot that goes into these contracts, there's a lot that goes into these contracts because a player is going to look at every team. All right, where's this team playing? All right, they're going to play the Rams. They're going to play, not the Raiders because the Raiders are not in California, but They're going to play the LA Chargers. We're going to play the Rams. Oh, man, I'm going to get hit with taxes 2 times a year. Maybe they don't think about that, but I like to think they think about stuff like that, So stuff like that, they do think about stuff like that. They you still have to pay taxes in the state that you're technically working in. So, but it's not a whole lot. I'd rather have a very decent, team-friendly contract. I mean, it all depends on personality too. Baker's a team-first guy. Mike is a team-first guy. Chris is a team-first guy. And that's why they take the deals they do. And that's what I call the Brady effect.
One more thing I want to add. All right, go ahead, Peter. I don't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
No, you're the caller, man. I interrupted you. I'm the ass.
No, we're all good. I mean, so I'm just trying to be a better listener. But Josh Grizzard, I just think that he's going to surprise people. I know that he's never called plays before, but he's worked under really some good offensive genius. Cutcliffe and Duke. He's worked under a couple of guys he's worked with what's his name, Ben Johnson. I forgot who is Adam Gaze. So he's got a lot of that Detroit offensive mind in him. And also he worked under Chan Gailey, and he had 3 years under the Wizard, Mike McDaniel. So Mike McDaniel was brilliant with the run game, and he was brilliant with the deep passing game. So I just think that the offense that Cohen brought will be tweaked. Cohen was really good with the short passes and the screen game. I think Grizzard will tweak it with the deep passes, and he will bring his own twist to the run game, because any offense that gets too predictable can be stopped. But I think he's a genius, but you just got to give him his time, because the mental reps got to be there for him to call plays. So that's why Todd Bowles is being really proactive about doing the calling plays like he did with Canales. So I just think if the defense steps it up and the offense, I think if they increase the point production, and I think, Super Bowl is not out of the question, So that's all I got to say on this.
All right.
That's
good
call,
stuff,
man.
Abraham. Appreciate it as always.
Great call,
We're going to use that
Very
second
good.
call if you want to, all right?
Yes!
All right, no problem. Take care.
All right.
Scared the hell out of me with that one, Peter. I'm not going to lie. Jump back when I heard that. Yes.
391 and 727-255-0391.
Yes!
Right there.
High five.
Yeah,
High
absolutely.
five. Very nice.
What's your name?
What's your name? Absolutely. By the way, anybody care about the NBA draft tonight?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
All right. I don't
That
think
was
anybody
tonight?
does. Yeah, it was tonight. Yes.
Wow.
Cooper
How
Flag.
far the NBA has fallen.
Like, anybody know besides Flag in this draft at all? We heard Harper. Anybody else? Walter Clayton Jr., he may go to the Orlando Magic at 25. That would be kind of cool for Gator fans. And what he did in the college tournament was pretty impressive. So maybe they add another guard. But besides
Let's
that,
go to the comments. Let's go.
right, exactly. We'll go back to the comments in just a moment. I want to read what Baker Mayfield had to say to Pete Prisco and care of CBSSports.com. Talking about him and Liam Cohen, he says, Liam and I were close in LA. He was great for me last year. He also says Grizz has his own tweaks on the offense. He handled it well. Things aren't just going to transfer from one season to the next. Nothing we did last year matters. The foundation is there. We are working on explosive plays and fundamentals in the run game. Josh is still getting used to calling plays. He was instrumental in our third down install and passing game stuff last year, so he has experience. What do you make of these comments? And Bucs fans, what do you make of these comments with saying nothing matters from last year? From one season to the next, things aren't just going to transfer. So are you excited about hearing what is he supposed to say? But he's kind of saying, the offense not going to be the same as last year, may not all transfer over. I feel like they're just going to hit the ground running. But what do you say from these comments from Baker Mayfield?
I agree with what Baker Mayfield had to say, just because of the simple fact that last year was last year.
Yeah.
That's not relevant anymore. Go ask the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Hey, you guys won the Super Bowl. Okay, yeah, we won the Super Bowl. Okay, training camp's right around the corner. We want to go out and win another one. That was last year. That's the mentality this team has to have. I kept on hearing about, when this season would start, the Lions. Stop talking about the Lions. That was last year. Go beat them. And guess what?
Right.
They beat them, and then they got a little bit cocky. But what Baker's trying to say is hey, we're focused on this year. And to sum it up, I just think that he's locked in. I think his goal is really to prove everybody wrong and really win a championship. And again, I don't think there's going to be any issues, like you said, Peter. I think they're going to hit the ground running. I think they might be a little shaky in the beginning. I think we're going to see the defense really come alive. We're going to say, hey, where was this last year, you know? And then I think it's going to take maybe like 3 weeks to, I think by October, mid-October, this team is going to really click on all cylinders. I think the offense will complement defense very well. And I think this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with outside of a devastating injury. Knock on wood. But yes, I think this team is going to be a hell of a team to go up against. Speaking of that, I need to put a little bit of WD-40.
I know. I heard it.
You hear that?
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Gonna have to give up an edge rusher for Watt. If anything, you talk about Chris Braswell. That was Bleacher Report. Watt is going to be looking for $40 million. We read that. TJ ends up in Detroit. Nick says not getting $40 million in Pittsburgh. Hendrickson, not Hendricks. Hendrickson, yes. Dave says that's what I was going to say, Harry. If we trade for anything, I like to trade for Hendrickson. I think the rest of the NFL would like to trade for Hendrickson. He's not going to come cheap. And on top of it, he wants to get paid over $30 million.
He's being held hostage.
Yeah, you guys are goofy, says Nick. Aloha, Leo. Motivation man, go Birds. All right. I don't know who that is, but thanks a lot for tuning in. Philadelphia Eagle fan there. Lamar Oglesby says, let's go, Louie. Congrats, brother. Absolutely. Christopher Cole, Yaya won't be too happy with that. Nick. Myles Garrett got the bag, and TJ's looking for his. Exactly. If we got a good pass rush this season, Dean and the whole secondary would look a lot better. Louis Dean will never have a lot of interceptions because he can't catch. If he could, he'd be a wide receiver. Dean said that in an interview. Good stuff, David. Christopher Cole should be sitting on 4 Super Bowls. Pass on Watt. The guys you have now save the $30 million, says Mike D. Roche out of Canada. Again, Peter, no one knows where Trask is. We went there. We're not going to go there again. Why are you talking about Mayfield getting hurt? Because that's what we talk about on the show. Dave says, yes, it's off season. I was a Baker hater when he was signed, but he won me over, but I'm still a Trask supporter. We know this, Dave. I'm glad he's still in Tampa Bay because it's not me seeing the potential. It's also the Bucs. He also knows the offense. But again, he's going to have a battle here with Michael Pratt. Don't be surprised. David Burns says Buccaneers have better backfield players and receivers. They should have a better defense, thus might not need Mayfield to throw as much. Good point. But when he does, it could be more game control. My guess is 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I don't know if he's 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I think he has.
I still think. I think I want to say 32 touchdowns. I think he puts up 4,200 passing yards. I think they're going to run the football. I think Bucky and Rashad are going to have a lot of rushing touchdowns this year.
They might.
And Tucker. I think they're going to be. I think they're really going to just go over the top. And I just think that they're going to pound the ball in.
I like it. Watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. David, thank you very much for that. Yes! Let's go out to Mike D. Roche, watching from Canada. Bubble wrap Mayfield this year. Realtor David Zuzman. If that's the case, we might as well start looking for a new quarterback because there's a huge chance we will lose the NFC South. It won't be because of Baker. It will be because of the defensive holes and lack. David, or depth. David. David is not a big fan of Todd Bowles and this defense. The only edge rusher.
This is a great comment right here.
Okay.
Right, I like this one because he mentioned something we didn't talk about as trading. And I'm surprised I didn't even talk about this. But there was a rumor and there was interest because Aaron Rodgers being there, he's going to need targets. Trey Palmer. There was rumors about that. We discussed that earlier a couple of weeks ago.
We did. The only edge rusher we should go get from the Steelers is Nick Herbig. We should send Trey Palmer to pick to get him. Again, I think it's going to take a little bit more than that to get somebody like that. Hello, Louie. Leo and Peter, always great to see you guys. Great to see you, Marine.
Oh, yeah.
Mike D. Roche says the NHL draft is on Friday. We probably care about that more than we care about the NBA draft. And David says, hey, Harry. Thanks a lot, David, for tuning in as Harry is gone. We got an update right now. The Rays have beat the Royals 3-0. Drew Rasmussen with the shutout there moves to 7-5. Pete Fairbanks with the save. So how about your Tampa right there? One more game and they sweep the Kansas City Royals. And listen, this is a team that played them earlier on in the year and only scored a total of 3 runs in 3 games. And now they scored 3 tonight, 5 last night, getting the pitching. Everything is coming together right now. For
Very
this Tampa
special,
Bay.
huh?
They have
special season.
They have the Mo.
Who said that? Who said that?
Well, Harry says that. That's what Harry
Oh,
says.
no, I'm saying, I said very special this season, huh? Who said that?
Yeah, very special. Yeah.
See, I watch. I just sometimes I pretend like I don't know, but I know. Believe me.
Well,
I know.
I said 92 or 93 wins, so it's certainly possible. Or
I said
more.
90, I said 90. I said 92. They're not winning. They're not losing. More, I said over 92. That I remember. That was it was before the season started. Yeah, I said over 92 wins. I'm not saying 100, but I'm just saying I said it was going to be a special season for the Rays.
All right,
Exercising some demons.
There you go. A few years ago, I heard an interview with the player. He said that he paid the same amount in taxes as his brother did, who lives in California, just for playing 2 games in California. Good points, David, as I'm getting some crazy comments right now. Okay, we know that the Rays won. All right, some other things here about Baker Mayfield, and this was from, again, Rick Stroud and talking to Jason Light. He said about signing Baker Mayfield, some of the same ways that Tom Brady chose us, Baker chose us too, because he knew that Tom chose us because it was the best place for him to win a Super Bowl. Baker chose us because it's the best place for him to revive his career. Light also says there wasn't agendas. He was going to be able to just play football and try to win. That was big for him. He obviously helped big part in winning. Both those players love playing with him, especially receivers who he knows. Mike Evans would have chose to come here. Who knows if Chris Godwin would have signed back. They love that guy. It's because they want somebody that's going to help them on the field too. So I hope Baker's here a long time. Once again, Baker Mayfield, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. He also had this to say when it came to signing Baker. He said, yeah, well, luckily head coach Todd Bowles wanted him. We didn't have any kind of fight over that because he was the one that wanted him as well. And, we knew what the ceiling was, and that's a pretty damn good quarterback. He also says he's done, obviously he's helped this big part in winning, but also I don't know if the players love playing with him. Again, we talked about playing with those players in Godwin and Evans. Who knows? If you don't have that quarterback, a lot of people mention Trask being your starting quarterback. Does Mike Evans want to go through? And Mike Evans could. He can do that. He could absolutely do that if he wanted to. Play with another quarterback and most likely be consistent. And look at this right here. Joe Bucks fan with $5, man. We appreciate that. Thanks to all the guys over there. Lee, Steve, of course, Ira Kaufman, Rock Riley. You guys doing a bang-up job doing a radio show on Saturdays for WDAE. And appreciate, once again, all the love that you give in the sports web. We appreciate that here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And follow his suit here, Joe Bucks fan. The $5 super chat. The super chats are open on YouTube. And, of course, Facebook stars are open.
I got to hit him with that one more time, though.
Yes.
Again, guys, I encourage the super chats. I really do. And the reason why I encourage the super chats, because, Peter, we've talked about this. I said, I'm going to be doing a free jersey giveaway. What you have to do is follow the show, follow the Frozen Pirate podcast, follow Peter Blake on all platforms, subscribe to the things.
Why wouldn't you, by the way? Why wouldn't you follow this show? Why wouldn't you follow me? I'm not talking politics. I'm not talking nonsense. I mean, do I talk about my job sometime? Yeah, a little bit.
We all got to vent sometimes, man.
I'm not married. I don't have any kids. So I'm not giving any personal knowledge of what's going on because all the time I'm working on this show, working on getting sponsors. I'm in my Tesla driving Uber, and I'm at my sales job complaining. That's what I do. I do sports. And when Buck season comes, we talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we don't leave your Rays fans out in the cold. We don't leave your Lightning fans out in the cold. We talk about that.
You know what else we don't do?
Tampa Bay sports. What's that?
We don't hang up on you because we have a disagreement with what you have to say.
Yeah,
listen to
Eric.
what you have to say. That all depends, though.
Right. I love you, Eric. And if you want to call back, you can. You can use that second call if you want to.
Yeah, and we give you guys second calls too.
I wish
2
you would
calls.
just listen. Like sometimes some of you callers out there just listen. You just want to talk and talk over me. I just allow it. I just go ahead and just allow it. I'll be like, Peter, the good salesperson on the phone. I'll allow you to be Esther, and you can just run all over me. No, not on this show.
That's straight up the suck right there.
That ain't happening. You're not going to run over me. Let me go out to Rob Rashute there. TSW postgame shows are my favorite. Yes. I mean, we collaborate with the JP Peterson show. And when they say that you can't do a live streaming show on the field, as long as I have Wi-Fi, which, by the way, made a little bit of an adjustment there. I got a hotspot from T-Mobile. Thanks a lot. Shout out to Countryside Mall there, Jersey, hooking me up. We're going to try this out. But as long as we have Wi-Fi, whether it's Bucs Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi, at the end of the day, we will do a pregame show.
Oh, you like that T-Mobile idea, huh?
I like the T-Mobile idea a lot. And we're going to definitely exercise that at the What the Buck tailgate. We're going to have live pregame shows. We're going to have live phone calls and sound effects. We go on the road. We bring everything there that you would be listening to on a TV station, on a radio station. This is the evolution. And we do it on the field afterwards, like 30, 35 minutes. Give me 30. I wish I had like a crew that could help me set up, because it would be, even shorter time. But give me 30, 35 minutes out in that hot sun. We got you set up, and we collaborate there with the JP Peterson show. We take your phone calls when they win, when they lose, whatever happens. We just don't do it during the rain, because when it happens.
Is it bad to say I'm interested to see when the Buccaneers lose, because I love those phone calls.
Oh,
I love that stuff. See, I'm so pumped up again. Like I said, Peter, I'm very pumped up, and I'm gonna try and make it down there to as many games. Like I said, so far on the agenda, I got the Patriots and Buccaneers. We got those 2 games when I go down there for the Sports Expo to do that with you. The Falcons. Hopefully the Buccaneers can win in Creamsicle on my birthday. And nobody out there, just because I'm going out there, don't buy me shots. I'm not drinking them. I can't do that stuff. A couple beers, cool. I actually want to experience, because I've never been at the Ray J. I've been there, but I've never been to an actual game. I want to kind of enjoy the experience and not throw up all over the place. Anyways.
Well, it's always good. By the way, I never understood that. Like, I never understood this whole factor of you go out to start a fight and you go out to fall down dead drunk.
I got into almost 3 fights at the Patriots game because I was wearing a Buccaneers jersey. The Buccaneers, really? Come on, dude. You're going to fight. You want to, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can ask the wife. I got testy. I actually almost jumped up into the second row. The guy looked terrified because I was like, hey, you want a drink? Because he was like yapping off in the mouth and telling me to shut the F up. I'm like, oh, yeah. Listen, I've done jujitsu. I've boxed. I know what it's like to get hit. And believe me, some drunk guy, I promise you, guys that I've shared a ring with, guys that I've shared a cage with, guys that I sparred with, you're not going to hit me as hard as they have. You know what I'm saying? And I jumped up to the second row and I was like, come on, let's talk now. And he just like, whatever. Listen. But anyways, back to this free jersey giveaway. You guys got to follow the show. You guys got to be active with the show, commenting. I see who comments. Peter sees who comments. And like I said, you got to, it takes no effort. It takes 5 seconds to share the clips that we generate off this show on your story, on your reel. Just share it.
Share.
Tag us. It goes a long way.
You love the content.
Yeah.
You love the content.
And it's going to get you a free jersey giveaway. It's going to give you a free jersey.
What do we give you on this show that other shows don't? We give you a chance to have phone calls. Like all those other platforms out there do a great job, banged up job, but we give you phone calls. We give you 2. Look at this right here, and we'll go back out to the phone lines. Mr. Realtor, David Zuzman, Peter and Louie are the only ones covering the Bucs that are not afraid to tell it like it is. I was sick and tired of Homer coverage, and here things are nice and balanced. Congratulations. Thank you very much. We love that. We try to be balanced and fair. I mean, sometimes we do get, I grew up here. I'm Florida man.
Yeah. Listen, we're just passionate about the team.
8 years old. But I'm going to tell you like it is.
I mean, I listen. I'd be lying if I said, I don't listen to all the other guys. Yeah, I listen. At the end of the day, we're all fans of one team, but I like to listen to different inputs and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat excuse my language. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. If the team
Well,
sucks, the team sucks.
That's what we say.
If Cody was down here, my son, I'd say if the team was poopy, the team was poopy.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
But I'm a football realist first, and then I'm a Bucs fan. But I'm a diehard Bucs fan. I will defend my Bucs. I bleed pewter and red in Massachusetts. Listen, again, guys, free jersey giveaway. A jersey of your choosing. It could be a creamsicle, could be white, could be pewter, could be the red. You know what I'm saying? A jersey of your choosing. It's going to be one of those Nike Vapor ones, the 180 ones. I'm okay to do that because, like I said, the amount of support that I've gotten from the sports web, from you guys tuning in, just a kid out of Massachusetts, and you guys are helping me live out my dream, and I appreciate that. So I like to give back. I might do 2 jersey giveaways. I don't know yet. Every time I go down there, I might just say, hey, you know what? Hey, Peter, it's time to go to the game. Hey, you know what? You're the winner. Meet us here. Let's go get your jersey.
You know what the biggest problem with the post-game shows last year were? And we'll get out to Alex. Alex, stand by. Thanks a lot, birthday boy, for being patient. Appreciate that. The biggest thing about, and then Rob says it, the post-games are my favorite. The difficulty for me was not having a table to sit the laptop on because I had to bend over. So it'd be like, and I have lower back problems. So it'd be 2.5, 3 hours out there. They'd be trying to shut down the lights. Everybody getting out of there. And I'd be walking out of there, happy, but my back would hurt. Well, I solved that problem too. I actually got an adjustable table from Amazon. It's an amazing concept. You go on Amazon, get a cheap adjustable table so you don't have to bend over all freaking night long.
How heavy is your equipment?
Equipment is not very heavy because it's heavy, but I've got a cart. I got my little cart out there. My cart, I bring all my equipment out there and I just pack it all up. But who knows? You want to move out here? Maybe we'll.
Listen, maybe I can get you all that stuff set up. If you give me if I can get a chance, like if I go out there for that Patriots game and I get a chance to be out there, you and JP, on that field, not only would you guys be letting me really like accomplish one of my all-time goals, but I'll get you that whole situation set up in 3/4 of the time that you could do it.
I believe you. I definitely believe you. We'll see what we can
talk
do.
About motivation, buddy. Listen, you know what they call me? Well, not me, but all the construction guys, blue collar guys out there. They call us high class scumbags for a reason. So in a good way, a high class.
All right, so Mike D. Roche from Canada. We got people from Texas, Canada watching the show. Love it. Keep on fighting the good fight, man. I know you're fighting, so you're gonna do it.
I got a surprise for him.
Well, good. It's Sports Web or nothing. Go Peter and Louie. We appreciate that. Rob Rashoot. Trust me, you don't see We the Thunder remote because it stresses me out. Absolutely. It stresses us all out because we want to make sure. And you have said this before. We the Thunder podcast was an inspiration. The inspiration is from the Sports Web. So I appreciate that. And I understand where you're coming from. And you do a great job with the Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll get you on next week and talk some Tampa Bay Lightning hockey, although we still do a few a year, mostly for the playoffs, which has been disappointing. All right. Alex, let's go out to you. What's on your mind tonight using your second call here on the Sports Web?
First of all, God bless and God bless the Sports Web.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And the Rays won.
I know, right? I mean, one more.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yes.
I want to throw out some incredible stats.
Throw it out.
All right.
Yes.
Rays went from 10 games under 500.
Correct.
To 10 games over 500, 25-9 since May 26.
25-9 since May 26.
And that's not playing MLB The Show. That's real life.
Yes.
That's not a video game.
That is with sweeping the Mets and almost sweeping the Tigers.
Yes.
Talk about some great baseball, my boys.
And that's without their ace from Shane McClanahan. Well, I get it. He didn't pitch last year, but they had high expectations. Drew Rasmussen, once again, pitching a gem. Taj Bradley has all the potential in the world to really solidify the pitching staff. Yes. Oh, look at that. Sun Devil Dave right there. $5 right there. That's where it's at, my friend.
Did someone make you a donation?
They did, yes. We got two donations.
when I get done, I'll make a $50 donation.
I love it.
All right.
I love it, Alex.
There you
Right
go.
on.
There you go, Alex. You know what? That puts you in the drawing for a free jersey giveaway. See, little things like that help big time.
Well, he's already in the drawing because he sent me money before, but he's definitely going to be in it. And if he does send that.
Listen, how about this? If I win, I'm just going to give it to somebody else because Peter knows me more than anybody. I love to bless the community.
Well, we
That's
need
awesome,
to bless
man. We need more people like you.
We need to bless the community on this show with you giving out some Bucs tickets if you want to and some race tickets. We're going to do that. Okay.
So we will be talking about that probably in the next 2 weeks because I'm going to be giving out my very first. So Louie don't know me very well yet, but he will. But
no, man, you said a lot of good things about me. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Peter knows me for a long time.
Yes.
I have given out more tickets than I even have, I don't know, hundreds of tickets. I've sent hundreds of people to games.
Yeah.
I probably sent like so many to Steinbrenner this year alone, even though the Rays are playing great baseball. But I'm getting ready to announce, I was getting ready to get with you, that I have my very first set of preseason game one against, I believe they're playing the Titans game one. I believe. Don't hold me on that. I don't remember.
I think you're right on that.
For the Bucs, for the preseason?
For the Bucs preseason,
Yeah.
I'm giving out my very first set of tickets to the Bucs' very first preseason because I give out at least 2 tickets per game.
Mm-hmm.
I give out 2 Bucs tickets per game, minimum. Sometimes I give out more because we're season ticket holders in the 300s, 200s, and then I sit either in our club seats or 100s. But I don't really give out the 100s. I only give out the 200s and the 300s. But, dude, I was able to bless so many great people last year with the Bucs tickets. It was, I got to say, my favorite giveaway last year was when there was this guy, he's a military guy, and his son has autism. And, dude, those two had the best time of their life, man. I've done hundreds of giveaways, but I think that was the very first one I actually shed some tears for because, dude, we can make a difference in the community. The sports web can make a difference in the community, and everyone can make a difference in the community.
Love it.
Hey, how about this, Alex? The next time you're going to give away a set of tickets, I'll volunteer as well. I'll throw in a free jersey for them so they have that jersey to go to their games.
So I always give out. So let me tell you how I do it, just so you know. If there's a game, I always give out 2 weeks before that game, right? So, example, the August game, I think it's like August the 8th is the first preseason game against, and I believe it's against the Titans. Don't hold me on that. I will give out at the end of July, so that the person that wins that that set has a chance to be prepared because I don't like that last minute shit. I don't do that. Unless it's Rays tickets because anybody can just go to a Rays game.
The cursing. All right, Alex, I appreciate it, man.
Anyway,
Happy birthday, brother. Yes.
But listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
You didn't even mention someone, and I'm very disappointed.
What's that?
Shane Baz. How great has he been pitching?
I mean, there's so many, there's so many players you could talk about on this team, especially Junior Caminero, which, by the way,
he's coming up clutch, man.
Listen, if you want to talk, yes, if you want to talk about somebody that you get excited about, and I never say this to fans, but I'm going to say it now. If you want to go out and buy a jersey of a player, it's Junior Caminero, 21 years old.
Are you sure?
I don't have his
jersey. Are you sure?
Listen, the ownership.
I'm a little upset.
The ownership is going. The ownership is going bye-bye. It's going to be new ownership. This is the type of player that you build a franchise around. What he's been able to do in the short period of time at 21 years old.
I have a question before I go. And that is the main reason why I called tonight, or the second phone call. I didn't even ask you guys how come I actually called. Eric was talking. I love Eric, but he's talking some nonsense earlier. But
he's bringing the passion, he's bringing the excitement, but he's bringing the nonsense, though.
Do you think?
Yes.
Do you think that this whole race sale happens very soon?
Yes.
I'm very confident it is because of a lot of things I'm seeing too. But do you think that would open the door to, which, by the way, Eric's saying about them playing in a different stadium, that's impossible. It sucks because if the Rays make through the playoffs, playing an 11,000 stadium is going to suck because, obviously you want more fans to show up, especially if the Rays don't get screwed on a 3 p.m. afternoon.
Do you think that's going to suck, though, if the Rays did make the playoffs? Hold on, not to cut you off, Alex, because I like where you're going with this. But do you think it would suck if they played where they're playing their games right now? If they were in, I think the vibe would be, I think it would be packed. I think the vibe would be
amazing.
I think it would be amazing. I think it would be historical, if you ask me. I think it really would be.
Good, but the vibe will also always be good. A lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people that haven't been yet, which Peter, I promise you, if you want to go next week, Peter, I need
to go next week. Yes.
I got a set ready to go. I'll make it happen.
Okay.
Inbox me after the show.
Okay.
But before I go, the thing about the Steinbrenner is it's just too small for playoffs. 11,000 isn't enough. But what tends to happen with the Rays is they always get screwed with that. And it depends on who we play.
Mm-hmm.
We always get screwed with that last minute. Hey, 3 p.m. game. Last minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, let me ask you a question before I go.
Right.
This is hilarious.
Okay.
How
One
awesome would it be if the Rays played the Yankees in the CS or DS and swept them at home, at their home, and at their minor league ballpark home?
Love it. I would love to see it, Alex. It would be fantastic to see them anytime beat a New York team, especially the New York Yankees and their minor league.
You want to talk about a kick in the what?
Kicking the nuts. Yes. All right,
guys. I appreciate the show. I really appreciate the show, guys. I'm dead serious on doing the ticket.
Yeah, Alex, hit me up. Message me on the Facebooks. All right, and let me know when.
If you're new to the Sports Web, please make sure you like and subscribe to Peter H. Blake, because I've been wanting to do this on the show for a long time, and I've been telling Peter off and on throughout the off season that I was going to do this. But I asked Peter; he knows me very well, more than anybody I know. I have given out more tickets, and giving is a passion. So why not bring it to one of the best sports shows out there, literally in Tampa Bay? So
appreciate you, bro. All right, good stuff.
Appreciate you, Alex.
Thanks
Message me, man.
Out of here. Yes, let's go out to this guy. All right, Sun Devil Dave. Welcome to the Evolution.
Hey. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. What do we say to start off the show, man?
Now we gotta have him say that at the end.
Waste my time.
Well, no, we gotta still say it. What did we say? Goodbye. What was it now?
Goodbye forever, and thank you for wasting my time.
That's exactly how you start off the show. All right, now go.
All right. Are we doing turnbuckle talk?
We are doing turnbuckle talk. We're supposed. Well, yes, we're doing turnbuckle talk. But do you have some Bucs thoughts here before we get into turnbuckle talk? Because we haven't shifted gears yet, so we're not there yet.
Well, I wanted to know what's going on with the refrigerator. Watson, and what's his name? Desmond
Watson. He's not the refrigerator. He's the spiritual reincarnation of the fridge. So we would call him the freezer. Right?
Okay, the freezer. What's the whole deal? They said that we want to see what
the meat freezer. Like. How's that? The meat freezer.
Video of him. So what's going on?
I mean, nobody knows anything at this point. We know that he's got to lose some weight, and we'll see.
What's he clocked in at?
That's a great question. He's pretty big.
What's he weighed at? I mean, I think they said he's. I think he's 4'10", 420.
He may be
464. He looks slimmer.
You can't miss
slimmer. Yeah, listen, that's a tough. Dave, that's a tough question because we're not going to know until training camp.
The guy's huge.
Well, the guy's huge. He has to lose still a little bit of weight. He's still raw, so he's definitely in the mix for that, defensive line rotation. A lot of people are excited about the opportunity of pairing him with the Vita Vea, but let's pump the brakes just a little bit. I do think the Bucs do have a plan, and that's the reason why you get him as an undrafted. And a lot of people say, well, he's just camp meat at this point. Well, we don't know. We don't know what he's going to look like. We don't know, how he's going to play, what the plan is. He may not make this team right away. He may be a practice squad, and they may bring him up. But at the end of the day, obviously, Todd Bowles and this Bucs staff, especially this defensive staff, have a plan for him going forward. And I think a lot of people are excited about the prospect of pairing him with the Vita Vea, because you're going to try to run, the tush push, and you're going to get a push right in your face.
Well, you're going to get him for 15 snaps. So, there is
15 to 20. Yeah.
15 to 20 snaps, depending what his weight is. But there's a guy that really nobody's been talking about that's going to be paired up with Vita Vea. Peter, do you know?
No, go ahead. Tell me.
You don't know who this gentleman is? Logan
Hall.
No, well, not just Logan Hall, but there's another undrafted free agent that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winded up getting. He's going to be a guest on tomorrow's show at 7:30 on the Frozen Pirate podcast.
There you go.
Devon J. Thomas, man, out of Penn State. Listen, guys, a lot of people sleeping on him too, man. I'm telling you, just take a good look at him. We're going to be following his journey, and he's going to be on the show tomorrow at 7:30. So make sure you are liked and subscribed to the Frozen Pirate podcast on all platforms. Also subscribe to the Sports Web, man, because like I said, we're streaming live tomorrow, 7:30. He's going to be on as of what I know right now. I talked to his agent and I talked to him as well, and he's very excited to be on the show. So check him out, man. Devon J. Thomas, Penn State.
All right.
Big defensive tackle.
All right, Sun Devil Dave. I know you want to talk some turnbuckle here. So what else?
Yeah, real quick.
Yes.
Hopefully everything goes well with the Night of Champions over in Saudi Arabia. They said
what is going on with that? Does anybody know what's going on?
Well, there has been no reports of it. They're over there. Looks like it's going to happen.
What's going on? What is it, like missiles being shot everywhere?
Today.
Huh? What now? What did you say now, Dave?
They left it, from what I read on this Russell Zone, I think the plane left at 5 o'clock from Miami today. All the stars.
Well,
there's already
that's a scary flight.
Early production crew.
Yeah, that's risky.
Everything's green lit. All assurances, everything's safe in Saudi Arabia.
Dave, did they send the production crew first?
Well, the production crew was stuck in. I think they're stuck in Qatar for a little bit because they had restricted airspace because of the attack on the base.
You notice how they send the production crew first? They send the production crew first. They were like the test dummies. That's messed up.
Yeah, I'm surprised, guys, that this has not been canceled with everything that's going on right
Peter.
now.
Would you guys let us know in the comments? Would you guys have canceled this event? I mean, Peter, let me ask you. Dave, you can go right after. Would you guys have canceled?
Throw the question out there. Put it in the box because we'll move to turnbuckle talk here in just a little bit because I got a couple more things to cover when it comes to the Bucs, but throw it out there for you wrestling fans. Should Triple H and WWE initiate or cancel this Night of Champion pay-per-view because of what has been going on with Iran and Israel and supposedly a ceasefire and then, firing missiles over there? I think it's very risky, although this is the same organization ran by Vince McMahon at the time that when Owen Hart fell 84 feet in the air, and maybe this is unfair, they let the show go on. So should they cancel this event, Night of Champions? Are you interested in watching Night of Champions on Saturday night?
I don't know, man. You know how I feel about these pay-per-views being back after back after back like this. I'm not a big fan of it. I think listen, we can all joke around, but when it comes down to war, there is no joke. Like I know people who have served. And there is long-term effects to it. I don't care what you say. There is long-term effects to that stuff. And it's very dangerous because you're putting people in harm's way because what do those countries care about? Especially, as I already say, an American, you know what I'm saying? And, what better way to make headline news, than something terrible happening that you could have avoided, dating back to the Owen Hart situation where, you knew it was a bad idea. Owen had a bad feeling about it, but they did it anyways. And you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I hope they all get there safe. I hope the show goes well. I really do. But in my opinion, if it's me, I'm canceling that stuff, man. You can't take a chance.
No, I would say the same thing.
It's war, dude. It's war. Yeah. People are shooting missiles, launching. Yeah. All it takes is one wrong move, man.
Right. And again, they used to do, what was it, tribute to the troops over there. They go over there, and it wasn't a hostile situation. Right now, you're in a hostile situation.
You're in a war zone,
right?
You're in a war zone.
I wish them all the best. I think I'm hoping everything works out well. I just wanted to add, they added 2 matches, Ripley and I call her Big Mama Diesel Rodriguez, and that's going to be
Raquel Rodriguez.
street
Yes,
fight.
yes, it will be.
She had a nip slip a couple of weeks back.
Thanks a lot, Louie, for getting.
Awesome. I love the
Oh, they did. It was all over the place.
I bet it was. You mentioned it. The first thing that came to your head. That's what you meant.
Well, I mean, she's not really known for much. I mean, she had a promising debut, and then they just completely dropped the ball on her. So, I mean, she's kind of been irrelevant. And then all of a sudden, the news feed is filled with the nip slip, if you will.
Maybe she did it on purpose. Maybe it was like a Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake kind of deal.
They are pierced.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so maybe she did it purposely.
Now she gets a push because with Liv being out, maybe they'll team up with maybe Perez.
Right.
Tag team that way.
Maybe.
I think girls like that are going to get lost in the shuffle, man. Stephanie, I can't pronounce a lot. Vakar.
Yeah, Vakar.
I don't know. She was correcting Sheamus on a workout they were doing because he couldn't say it right. But there is so much talent in the women's division right now.
Yeah.
So Britt Baker to WWE, maybe that's a thing too.
All right, Son Double
last
Dave.
Thing they added,
yes.
Karrion Kross and Zayn. They threw that
Ooh.
in there.
Oh, I love it.
So,
I love it.
Time.
I hope Karrion Kross goes over for this guy right here, and for me too, because I like Karrion Kross. I think he can definitely cut a promo. It's about time you push him, and the way you do that, you get him over on a Sami Zayn, which, by the way, that crowd will be going crazy for him because of
Zayn or Kross?
Or Zayn, because of his ties over there overseas. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I didn't even think of that. I mean, well, you never know. You never know.
That's what you do, though. The crowd is going crazy for Zayn. They're thinking he's going to win. And then you put crossover.
See,
crossover.
I don't like this.
Right
See,
yes.
Real quick, I don't like this. You're putting. It's
what you do. That's what you do. That's how you get heat. That's how you get him over with the crowd.
So you think Kross is going to go over on Zayn?
Yes, I do. I think that would be smart. I think that's what you do. But
again, I agree with Louie because when they're pushing all these pay-per-views, there's no real build-up. Because I mean, I know that they had to fill in because I believe Mysterio allegedly had an injury, so he's bowing out with him and Styles.
Yeah.
But again, there's no build-up with Kross. Not a really big build-up with Kross, Zayn, or of course Rodriguez.
Well, no, there was some slow build-up with Kross. They did like a little bit. They with the backstage segments, like you've seen Sami Zayn. He's like, "Why are you always bothering me?" Like flipping out on him and stuff like that. You did see a little bit, but me personally, I prefer to see him a little bit more on TV because I think he has a lot to offer. Shout out to Karrion Kross, which I'm going to try and get him on the Sports Web for Turnbuckle Talk. Been working on that, but again, I've been a fan of Kross for a while. I've been saying they should push this guy. I bought the T-shirt, like he said. The chance of it, you can't ignore the chance, and you can't ignore the fact that half of that crowd's wearing that T-shirt. You have to do something with him. You have to do something smart with him. And there's a way to go about it. I think that's the guy. I think you got to string up some wins for this guy, really build him strong, and then have him completely knock the head off of John Cena and reclaim that title.
Love it. All right,
son. Talk about going over.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up here. Say a great show again, guys.
Thank you. Great show.
Doing awesome.
Yes.
Go Bucs.
Yes.
Go Rays.
Yes.
Go Cubs.
Yes.
Go Devils.
Yeah.
All right. And thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
Oh, there you go. And use that second call. That's a winner chicken dinner right there. He also said go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy.
He said it.
Wait up.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, Todd.
How about them Bucs, baby?
All right, let's go out to Frankie
BUC.
Johnson. Yes, Turnbuckle Talk here. What's on your mind, my friend, using your second call? Yes.
We got some Turnbuckle Talk. We got some 2 good pay-per-views coming up. 3 this weekend.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, are you ready? Are you ready for Night of Champions? Do you think, first and foremost, should they have Night of Champions or should they cancel it with the hostile situation, if you will, what's going on right now with Iran and Israel?
Personally, I would be canceling that and SmackDown. I'd be like, nope.
See,
Not
to me,
happening.
I think it makes lots of sense. But again, this is This is WWE, where the thought process is the show must go on.
I'd be like, nope. Dude, it's WWE. I'm pretty sure you could be like, hey, does anybody else want to host Night of Champions? I guarantee you 500 cities are going to poke up going, hey, yo, we'll do it.
Well, logistically, it would be a complete freaking nightmare. But they've been able to do it before. They did it down here during COVID when the pandemic was going on, and they had their shows there at Tropicana.
You know who's not in Saudi Arabia?
Who's that?
Who's not really worried about it?
Yeah.
Aleister Black. He's not allowed there.
He's not allowed there, huh? Wow.
Not allowed there.
And I think Dominic Mysterio is not there either because he's dealing with an injury, supposedly.
Yeah. Well, Aleister is not allowed there. He can't
Why
go
is he not allowed there?
So some of the tattoos that he has, like some of the tattoos that I have, I don't think it would be too kindly. Like I have Kali, and Shiva, and I have a lot of people think that these are evil deities. They're not. But he has a big, which it is evil, on his back, Lilith, which is yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows the story of Lilith, but that big piece on his back is very offensive to those people. And he has a lot of, if you look at some of the tattoos, there is some satanic symbolism. So that's a big no-no out there in Saudi. And I think there was another couple of pieces, but yeah, that big one on his back is probably pretty much the dead giveaway that he's not allowed there.
All right, so there you go. So when you complain about living in the great old America, USA here, just
even this one right here, Peter.
Yeah,
this one right here, they'd probably try to cut my head off.
Well, there you go. So anybody defending Iran at this point, you're a complete and total moron. All right. With that being taken,
nobody got hurt.
Being said,
right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead,
All right,
Frankie.
we got to go a different direction because I know where that's gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Evolution.
Okay, why are you excited for that?
Dude, women's wrestling has just been like the pay-per-view says, it's been evolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
From what I grew up watching women's wrestling, where like you might see one match on a pay-per-view and then be like, why are they fighting? I don't remember them on Saturday. You know what I mean?
Well, you didn't like to see Mae Young taking power bombs from the Dudley Boys?
Yeah, like you don't remember any of that.
You didn't like bra and panties matches? You didn't like that at
Jacqueline attacking the referee and Trish Stratus? Was it Trish or somebody ripped her shirt off and those Majunkas came flying out? You remember that? Those melons came flying out.
Get off the suck right there.
Remember, I'm 79, man. 1979, man.
Well, I'm 1978, so you're only 1 year, younger than me.
1987, boys.
You're a lot younger than me, Peter.
Bro, I'm 46, man. I'll be 47 in October.
Man, I thought you
People
were
think I'm
30.
67. Yeah, well,
October what?
39 for the longest time.
39
man,
and
I thought
holding.
You were 39.
That's what my Meemaw used to say. God bless her soul.
I get a lot of so I work with this guy, Mexican guy. He was like, "How old are you, man?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm 37." He's like, I can't say what he said on the thing. He's like, "You a liar, man. You are not 37." I'm like, "Dude, I'm 37." He's like, "No way, Puto, let me see your ID." And I showed him my ID. I'm like, "Dude, I'm 37." He's like, "Wow, I thought you were like 25." I'm like, "Thanks a lot. I appreciate that." So it made me feel good.
Latinos, they age well.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go.
I was like, "Hey, man,
I want me a Latina, man."
No drinking and no drug use and hopefully no stress in your life, and that's what helps aging process. So
yeah.
Damn, I messed that up.
Well, there you go. There you go, Frankie. All right, Frankie. Yeah.
We got Saturday Night Main Event.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no offense. Can I just say, if you're gonna have Goldberg coming out, right? Why are you gonna have the camera looking at him and obviously show the old man limping?
Well, it's it's already a foreshadowing. Listen, it's already a foreshadowing of things to come because he was
I was
out
just
of
about to say that.
he kicked his leg up, and I thought that his leg he was gonna go Kevin Nash on us and strain a hand.
Does he finish the match?
His match was terrible before. Remember the match he had with the Undertaker? It was terrible.
Dude, the Goldberg Brock Lesnar match with Stone Cold ref. No. I don't want I just don't want to see Goldberg anymore.
Listen, Goldberg came back and beat Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar.
Can I use a Jim Cornette term with this match? And it's no disrespect to.
Are you gonna say it,
Gunther? What?
It's the
no. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, we're at 10:30 at night, so I doubt the younger crowd's watching. But in the words of Jim Cornette, I'd rather watch a dog lick its balls than watch this match. You want to know why? Because I already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna get hurt, and I swear to you, Peter, if they have an idea of having Goldberg winning this title, I'm done. I'm just gonna go watch AEW moving forward. I don't want to see that. Literally, you know what that shows me? That Triple H is not in charge, and that this whole thing is gonna come crashing down. And I already got my life jacket on. I got my getaway lifeboat, and I'm gonna go watch AEW, and just because at least they have some interesting stuff going on. I'm not.
You got a better shot at TNA, Louie. Better shot with TNA, man.
Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just go back and watch NXT from the beginning. No, I'll go back and watch NXT from the beginning. I'll watch it every Tuesday and pretend that that's what's really going on. All right, how's that? Because I'm not. Listen, I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna full screen myself right here. I'm telling you right now, if Goldberg wins this championship, I'm done. Because honestly, you have a killer. You have a killer in Gunther.
Well,
He should have never lost to begin with at WrestleMania.
Here's what you could do.
There's nothing you can do, Peter. You can watch a dog lick its balls before watching Goldberg win the championship.
Well, listen, I got a dog, and he does plenty of that.
So, would you rather see that, or would you rather see Goldberg with the title?
You wasn't feeling Yeetamania? Come on now.
Listen. All right, listen, guys. This is how you can do it. We'll let you go, Frankie, on this.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thank you, Frankie, for the call. Appreciate you as always. All right.
All right.
Good stuff there. All right. This is how you do it. You have Goldberg win the title, and then you have Seth Rollins come out. Well, Seth Rollins come out and cash in the Money in the Bank.
I can't watch Goldberg.
See?
I can't. What is that? Yeah, but you're sacrificing Gunther. You made him lose against Jey Uso, and I don't give a crap what Rikishi said. They didn't do it for Jey. They did it for The Rock. Maybe they did. Listen,
I'm not. Listen, I am not. I think Gunther's amazing, but I think he's incredibly boring to a certain degree, in my opinion.
Really?
He's a great technical. Yeah, he's boring, man. He's boring, man.
I don't know. Maybe because it's the European heritage.
I'm not feeling it. And listen, if you're trying to make this stable the number one that you have here with, Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman, and who's the other guy? What's the other guy's name?
Oh, Bronson Reed.
If you're trying to make this number one, right? If you're trying to make this the number one stable and eventually set up to where you have Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, which I think they're setting that up eventually. It's going to happen. It's happened in history. It'll happen again. You put the title on Seth Rollins, and you do it in a way to where it's controversial and makes people want to watch. Saturday Night Main Event has been disappointing to me. Like, I like the nostalgia thing. If
we
you
talked
will
about that, they need to stop doing that.
Well, no, but
you want nostalgia? Do the Monday Night Raw, do the SmackDown stuff.
I understand it because they're taking advantage of it because it's national television. It's NBC. It's they're tied at the hip there with Peacock. They're taking advantage of it. I get that. I understand it. It's quick. It's too fast. There's too many commercials. Not a lot of people are watching. But if you want to get people to watch, You have Goldberg in Atlanta, which has happened. Remember, happened in history. Monday Night Nitro, which even Eric Bischoff said, I can't believe we gave that away. You had the match between Hogan and Goldberg goes over, wins the title. And of course, you got one of the highest rated.
Would it still have that same nostalgia if it was on a main event?
I think that's what they're looking at. I think that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah,
and then you have Goldberg win the title and go, wait a minute, Goldberg wins the title, and then Seth Rollins music hits and he cashes in, and now he's the new champion.
Yeah,
and
but
now,
what does it do for long-term storytelling?
Well, first, Goldberg gets his title match, his retirement match that he wanted, right? You don't need a title for him to go against Gunther. It's just been put in there. And then if he wins, then he goes, well, I got a chance to be champion, and then he gets screwed out of it from Seth Rollins. And then there's
I'm going to tell you something right now, Peter. If you're right about this, I'm going to be very upset because, one, I don't want to watch. Well, kudos to you. But I don't know, man. I think you kind of got me thinking. You got me thinking because it's the heavyweight championship, and it's kind of like what they had in WCW.
Yeah.
Why Goldberg, though? I mean, I get it, but I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. Watch. If by the grace of God he sees this, he runs into me. Hey, man, you don't like me? You know how he gets like all like in a tiz when people don't like his work. It's just look. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I'm a Bret Hart guy. Sorry.
I know you're a Bret Hart.
Bret was better than Shawn.
I get. Well, I don't know about that.
I just opened up a can of worms.
I don't know about that one.
Why? Tell me why. Let's go. Let me know why.
I mean, Shawn's the showstopper. I mean, not only technically he could wrestle, but I mean, he's wrestled some of the greatest matches of all time. I like Bret. I'm not a Bret fan. Bret to me is like Gunther. He's vanilla. He's vanilla for me. He's boring.
No, I love the stuff that Bret did when he was with the Canadian stuff.
Technical wrestler. What does he have on the mic? What is it? The best there is, the best there was.
He shot a great promo against DX when I think Triple H was wearing a green shirt when he said what he said.
And then he had the Sunny Days comment from Shawn Michaels. Shawn,
but I mean,
that rivalry was unbelievable. But Shawn to me was the guy.
Let us know in the comments who's better, Bret or Shawn. Just text Bret.
Yes, throw that out there. And what do you think about the prospect of Goldberg winning the title and then Seth cashing in the Money in the Bank? I mean, that's what makes it one to watch. Hey, I want to watch. Oh my God, did you see what happened on Saturday night main event? I got to watch it again because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, that was thrown about last year when they had Cody Rhodes versus God, man, I'm losing my mind here. The fat ass wrestler with the beard. What's his name? Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens was going to win. KO? I love KO.
Well, they thought KO was going to win. What makes you want to watch Saturday Night Main Event besides the nostalgia, if you will, on NBC? What has made you want to watch?
Ventura's commentary and how he doesn't.
Besides that,
shut up. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't like he kept on talking through the intros and stuff like that.
That's all that's making you want to watch that. They're not doing their job. So how do you do the job? You do the job.
You gotta. Here's the thing: when you're doing nostalgic stuff like that, like the whole basis of Saturday Night Main Event, that this is stuff that, well, this is more Leo's ancient times. He's gonna kill me when he hears this stuff. But no. You know what I'm saying? Like the Saturday Night Main Event, if you're going to go nostalgic like that, you have to kind of not replicate what they used to do, but you have to, how can I say it? I don't know the words I'm looking for.
It's getting late. That's what it is. That's what
it is. Well, I've been working in the heat, 106 degrees one day, whatever. But no, it doesn't mean anything. All you're doing is showing me nostalgia. I don't give a shit about nostalgia. I mean, I do, but there's no meaning.
That's the point. That's the reason why you do it on Saturday Night Main Event, because there has been nothing that makes you want to watch it. If we're not wrestling fans, why am I watching Saturday Night Main Event on a Saturday on NBC?
Well, here's the thing.
I'll play because there's a possibility that Goldberg could win the title. If Goldberg wins the title, oh my God, did you see what happened? Goldberg won the title, and then automatically Seth Rollins' music hit. And he cashed in the Money in the Bank, and he's now champion.
I get that.
You watch.
Yeah, yes and no. But here's the thing. I'll tell you where Triple H is fumbling the football right now. Yeah, maybe. But I'm just going to tell you right now where Triple H is fumbling the football. Saturday Night Main Event. If it's me and I'm Booker, I'm not putting guys like Seth Rollins and stuff like that on Saturday Night Main Event.
Why
You want to know
not?
why? Because
He's
they
a
don't
main
need it. They don't need it because it's
No.
long-term. Listen, Peter, hold on. It's long-term storybook telling. Saturday Night Main Event, you're watering down feuds. Don't have guys like Seth Rollins on there. You know who you do have? You get guys like Karrion Kross. You get guys like Alistair. You get girls, the women like Stephanie Valkyrie and all these girls, all these people you're trying to push. Kind of like when NXT TakeOver would happen. I prefer to watch NXT TakeOver pay-per-views over the actual pay-per-view that they were doing, because a lot of those times, though, you're getting the nostalgia because it was about moments. You had the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan going at it. Moments. Why not have you see like a match you put up like I don't know, I'm just saying.
No, nobody cares.
I'm
And
telling
remember-
you, people would care. People would care. There's a
what-
lot of good talent on there.
What has made anybody care about the talent? That's the problem. You're right about that. But there is no care about that talent. You know what people cared about in the 80s? They cared about the superpowers. They cared about Hogan, and they cared about
that, but you have to create those superpowers. You're not going to create those superpowers with these watered down storytelling. But that's why
those storylines.
All right. Well, I'll say this: you do have a storyline. You have Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Why not that be the main event of Saturday Night Main Event? Because they could tear that house down. I'm telling you, nobody wanted to see Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Nobody thought that was going to be a classic. Guess what? In my top 5,
because you're in Atlanta and you're giving Goldberg his retirement match.
Screw
supposedly.
Goldberg, man.
Well,
like, listen,
we can talk
Goldberg did a number on my boy Bret Hart. Listen, I was a Bret Hart guy. I like Bret Hart. People are gonna be like, "Oh, now I get it. Now I get it." He doesn't. It's because of the Bret Hart. Listen, Bret Hart was one of my favorites. And
can I say something that Vince McMahon said back then?
Sure.
Brett
screwed Bret.
Brett screwed Bret.
Maybe he did.
Literally.
But
and
maybe,
if you look at it, listen, if you look at it, I get it. He went to WCW for all that money that they paid him, and it was a waste. And it, quite frankly,
not on him though.
WCW.
Not on him. I mean, you know what they could have did? They could honestly, you know how I would have ran that Bret Hart situation? I would have did it how they did in the beginning. Run the babyface angle. Hey, I'm Bret. We all know. Listen, eventually that gets watered down. I would have made him. I would have made him
in as a ref Sting and Hogan.
I know what they were trying to do, Peter. They didn't execute what they. If that was me, I would have continued what they did with the Sting and Hogan, whatever. But here's the thing: I would have made him become the new leader of the NWO. That's what I would have did. You want to talk about heat? I would have pushed that dude like he was a babyface, and then I would have said, you know what? You're gonna screw Hogan. You're the newest member of the NWO. But that causes you have to do long-term storytelling. The problem with professional wrestling today is you get a shiny new toy and they want to put it out there every week. You can't do that with a guy like Bret Hart. If that was me, I would have put him out there bi-weekly. You remember how they did Hall and Nash? They weren't there all the time, but you'd see the vignettes, you see the promos. That's what I would have did with Bret. You could have a real quickly. You could have had Hall and Nash talking, like, and
the
Hogan
worst
start the riff.
payoff in wrestling history was 1997 Starrcade with Sting and Hogan, and Bret was a part of that. And Bret
they dropped the ball.
Bret screwed Bret. He did screw himself because if he would have stayed WWE, who knows?
Listen, the pink and black attack, it would have looked cool with black and white because it would have evolved his career. Maybe he wouldn't have gone with that stupid crap with Goldberg.
Would he allowed Owen? Would he allowed Owen Hart to do his gimmick, that blue blazer gimmick? Do you think he would have did that blue blazer gimmick if Bret were with him in there? If Bret stayed in WWE, if Bret stayed in WWE,
no, I don't think so. I think Owen's career took a twist there when Bret left. A lot of those guys did. But, I mean, Owen had some success. He was with the Nation. That was a little weird.
I know. I'm just saying. I wonder if history were different.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like I said, well, we could think about it all we want. Like, Peter, what would it be like if Hogan got backstabbed by the outsiders and you seen Bret Hart with Hall and Nash with an NWO shirt on the right way and he was the new leader? Where would his career have gone there? You know, you know what? I'd love to ask Eric Bischoff what he would think about that.
I know what Eric would probably say.
Shut up, kid. You don't know nothing.
There you go. Exactly. How do we send funding? Via Facebook Live, Facebook Stars, YouTube Super Chats. Lamar right there. Appreciate you. I'm in the drawing. Jim, I definitely think you are because you did send a YouTube Super Chat during the draft. I've never been to a game, Raymond James Stadium, to watch the Buccaneers play against any team. I've always watched them from afar. Portland, Oregon. I hope to God that Seattle Seahawks. I will be at the Buccaneer game. Let's go out to my mother right here. Beautiful mother. Watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web. Appreciate you, Mom. Let's go out to Rob here. We probably gave about 50 pairs of tickets this season, too. If you haven't been to a Bolts game, don't tell Thomas Schooley unless you want to go to the next game. Love it. We have our own tickets. We almost every game get great STMs like the guy who's willing to give away their tickets to a Bolts fan or a first-timer or a first responder. Good stuff there. That's me. I give out tickets daily. I love our community. Shooter says, yes, you do, Alex. Mike D. Roche. Oldberg has no chance against Gunther, and I think he does have a chance. And again, I would not be surprised if they do something like that to appease all parties. Goldberg gets his retirement match. He gets his title.
And then what's best for business, Peter.
It's taken away. It's what's best for business because you're talking about it at the end.
Yeah.
Let's see here. God bless and God bless the community. Lamar, Devin was 464 pound before mini camp. Desmond dropped 449 and now is weighing 410. That's a good amount of weight to drop. Still have the strength and endurance and speed. Technique during his rookie time, practicing through minicamp and OTAs. Exactly. He's dropping weight. Oops, I meant to say Desmond. Desmond has signed an undrafted contract. He has. Nice Louie on the DT interview. We'll be tuning in. Zane is Canadian, but he does have some roots there.
Yes.
You're more likely to be attacked here than there.
I promise you I'll go there right now with my shirt off. And
oh no, that. Yeah, I would not say you be attacked here more than over there. I'm sorry.
I think in Massachusetts, because Massachusetts, everybody's miserable. You bump your carriage at Walmart against somebody, man, you're probably gonna fight.
Well, everybody's miserable, but again, you go back to it, and I think it's just some people just take for granted the freedom they have in this country. We saw the Marine there, Ron McCleary, who's a Marine and is
I've heard some horror stories about overseas, man. A lot of people think that's why, and I'm not getting political, man. Like you have the right to defend what you want to defend, but if you're gonna do that, go overseas and go do that. Go protest over there.
And that's the question for the night. Should WWE consider canceling Night of Champions? Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. I'm sure Triple H will figure it out. He always does. Lamar says they can talk to Dana White about using the UFC APX. Mike D. Roche says 65. There you go. Louie, you are hilarious, bro. Her melons came out. You remember that? He does.
Of course I did. I was like 12.
There you go. I'm 1980. I went through full-blown puberty at that point. He became a man. A lot of us did when we seen the divas there. It wasn't women's wrestling we were watching. It's
I had a beautiful Trish Stratus on my wall, man.
Oh, Trish. All right. I love how you say Meemaw, Peter. Yeah, Lamar, that was my Meemaw. She said 39 and holding. 76 here. Very good. Lamar says that's what I'm getting at college right now. All the young kids think I'm 25. You guys are still on. Go to bed. Laugh out loud. Start licking Louie. Ha, ha, ha. Yeats Mania. Christopher Cole. Walter Clayton Jr. drafted by the Jazz. Oh. Yeah, Utah. There you go. Charles Bronson. Yes, right there. Tiny Bronson Reed. Yes. Not Bronson. Not Charles Bronson.
I'm going off the shot right there.
Charles Bronson, you're such an idiot, Andrew. Share my message. Share my message I sent to you, Peter. Yeah, I appreciate that. I miss KO.
Me too.
So over Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Lamar Goldberg is going to be it's going to beat Gunther, and then he's going to fight with Seth and retire. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. However, he ain't Mr. WrestleMania. Brett's great wrestler promos, horrible. Agreed.
Best promo he shot again was against DX. The
promos
stuff he had
suck. But yes.
You remember when he was like, I can't say it, but
no, you can't say it. Me being Canadian.
You know which one I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes, Michaels is a
Sean and
punk.
Triple H.
Sean over Brett. Sorry, Louie. Lamar. Goldberg will beat Gunther, then have to fight Seth and retire. See, everybody's picking up on this right now. Like, I think this is a thing. I think this could happen. Goldberg is old and slow. The heel mark. Can we trade Cooper Flag to get Luca back? Asking for a friend. No. Oldberg. Mike D. Roche. Best part of Oldberg's matches are the
if we make it there.
Right. Michaels was so good. The heel mark NXT main roster. Mike D. Roche seeing Louis Peter at odds, not scripted. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we're no script. Julia, see what they're doing with her. Oh yeah, she's a heck of a talent. It's his hometown. He's gonna lose. Laugh out loud. Alex says, God bless the sports web and the community, and raise up. All right. Let's move on because we're almost to the 11 o'clock hour. We're over 3 hours now, and that's okay because you're going to cut some of these reels up.
Oh, yeah.
The promo by John Cena, the pipe bomb. How many years ago?
That's not a pipe bomb.
How good?
That was 2012.
Was it good? Was it good by John Cena and what he did to CM Punk on SmackDown? Go ahead and talk about that.
It was okay. The problem was you had Punk kind of just laying there and being like you kind of knew it was like a little forced.
he took a nap. He basically
man. Like this is the stuff that WWE's got to clean up, man. If that was me, I'd be having production meetings with these guys. Like, hey, listen, we got to make this look a little bit more believable. Like, Punk, why you just kind of laying there looking like a gimp? Like, let's sell it a little bit more. All right. Number one. Number two, it would have been better if Cena would have went on the stage and did it, because you could get the camera angles away from Punk.
Right.
And I get what they were trying to do. We talked about this, Peter. Nostalgia,
yes.
And they're revisiting their history. Listen, I'm not interested in this match. I'm not interested in anything John is doing just because of the simple fact we know, the best way I can compare this is to this.
Mm-hmm.
You ever take a weed edible and you eat it and then you're like, hey, it hasn't hit yet. And then it finally gets to you and you're probably in the worst situation and you just got to ride that out.
Yes,
this is where we're at. We're in the worst situation of it and we just got to continue to ride that out. Maybe it causes you to go take a shower for about an hour. Maybe, it's just, listen, maybe you start cleaning the room a little bit and you start rearranging the whole house.
You're on one tonight. You talk about Jim Cornette and a dog licking his balls.
Yeah, like that. Listen, we're unscripted here on the Sports Web. This is as real as it gets, man. I bring the passion. I bring the excitement. I just don't bring the nonsense. I bring the facts. And these are the facts. He's like a bad edible that we're just trying to ride out.
It's flat. It's been flat since The Rock left the situation. It's not been the same. It's not going to be the same.
I hope that clip goes viral, and I hope John sees that. He's like a bad weed edible. I'm telling you, he's like a bad weed edible that it's just like, all right, I'm stuck in this situation for the next couple of hours. We have to ride this out. Do I call the hospital because I feel like I'm having a heart attack? No.
Who's more out of shape, Punk or Goldberg?
Goldberg.
Okay.
Punk is in pretty decent shape for his.
Not Punk. I mean, Cena or Goldberg.
I don't know. I can't get past that bald spot on Cena's head.
Yeah,
man. Sorry, dude. I just can't.
Remember when Punk called him a balding fraud?
Yeah, balding fraud. That was good.
But
here's the thing. You want to know why this doesn't work too again, Peter? Because they're not letting Punk really be Punk. Let them offend each other.
Yeah.
It's too PG, man.
It's PG.
Let that ish go.
Punk was laying there looking like a gift because he's Punk. I'm laughing with Peter. Courtney Reno, bring the passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. There you go.
I brought a lot of nonsense.
He brought all kinds. John Cena needs to retire. A lot of the old timers need to, unfortunately, let the new blood come in and do their thing. All right.
Been saying that.
This will also ruin the whole kayfabe, if you will, as John Cena is out there promoting his movie on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan. He has this to say.
Michael Strahan talking about the world now, huh?
I'm telling you, man. I mean, and of course, Strahan's a retired guy. And this is what Cena had to say. Speaking to a retired athlete, I think you intrinsically know when your instinct says, I'm a step slower. No stuff. I added that because he is a step slower. He's like 4 steps slower. It's then just a battle of how long I fight those red flags before it can be counterproductive. I still look good. I still feel good. I still feel like I could perform at a WWE level, but I also think it's time for me to step aside and let the young talent step forward. He added with the tour, he wanted to do something that's never been done. So he announced his retirement 6 months ahead of setting out on the road. I said for a year I perform in 36 states. We're halfway through, and I think nobody thought I was serious. And now we're halfway through, and people really understand that my last match is going to be in December, and it's time for me to move on, and the audience has been electric. He then emphasized a possible future. Yeah, right. Well, they're 4 steps slower. Somebody said Punk was taking a nap. Cena would bury you, Louie. Laugh out
with
loud.
his boredom. With the boredom, I'd kick him right in the balls, dude. I'll show him how you really do it.
4 steps slower. He's way more than 4 steps slower.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has been something. This has been a show.
It's bad to watch it. It's kind of like watching.
No,
I'd rather watch a dog lick its balls, dude, than listen to this John Cena crap. Right? Jim Cornette, because I'll tell you what, he's got some great one-liners, man. I don't know what it is this week, Peter. I've been listening to his podcast because I have an hour drive to work every morning. And I've been listening to like the best of Jim Cornette and stuff. Some of the things he says about these guys, I'm like, wow, dude, you got balls, dude.
Yeah.
You got balls.
Yeah, he does. Let's see here. Lamar is clapping. Thank you. Congrats to Cena retiring. He would do better in movies. Yeah, he was talking about the movie. He's going to be on Amazon Prime with Idris Elba, I believe. That's his name.
What's he doing?
Some movie. I'll have to go ahead and go to the notes here. He didn't emphasize the possible future in the WWE is not in the cards. There is no way. There is absolutely. I don't want to speak in absolutes because I don't want to close any opportunity, but I made a promise to the fans who allowed me to hear, who allowed me here for a quarter of a century. They allowed me to sit with you today. I wouldn't want to disrespect them like that. This is an event where people attend. It's very exclusive. He finished by saying he wouldn't want to ruin the goodwill he's built with the fans leading up to the December final event for selfish gain. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about.
He's got to stop doing this. If that was me, Peter, on that show, right?
Problem with wrestling right now. This right here, this nonsense is the problem.
If that was me on that show, you know what I would be saying? You know what I would the things that I would say on that show, I would say, screw them people. I would be such a dick about it. I'd be like, screw them people. Screw them.
Yeah.
They're lucky I'm even here. I'd be the most cockiest, arrogant, most smuggest person. You know, and shout out to The Undertaker because he said, about, is that from work, Peter? Or
I think that's from work. It's not from you, man.
All right. Just making sure. Don't bring that nonsense. Don't bring that nonsense.
I'm bringing. It's almost 11. It's over 11 right now.
That's all right. I'm full of energy right now. I'm full of piss and vinegar right now. I'm ready.
You said the dog licked balls and this and that and Cena
is like a bad edible.
And I'm just like laughing. Let's
go to the comment here. Courtney says,
"Dang, y'all going in on my boy Cena." Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't go in on it. I mean, again, he's been a successful actor. He's appeared in Trainwreck. I thought he was good in Bumblebee. He was good in Trainwreck, F9, Fast X, of course, Fast 10. He died off, and then he was in the Suicide Squad, and then the series.
When they were in space? Is that when would he die in space? Or something?
He didn't die in space, you idiot.
Well, I don't know because I've been hearing that they're in space now, and I don't know what happened to just racing cars.
I think it's Fast 9. It's 9 that you need to watch when they go to space.
You know what I'm about to say?
The ending is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that as a soundbite. You okay with that?
What's up
with Jim Cornette as a soundbite? I like that. It's perfect. I mean, Listen, Cena just puts
I
me to
miss
sleep.
I miss Jerry the King Lawler on Raw. Graves, Barrett, and the punter are boring, says Mike D. Roche. I respect both of you, man, for staying up so late in the hour. It's 8 over here and it's 11 over there. Respect. Appreciate it. Christopher Cole says Cena needs a stunt double. He's going to be in heads of the state on July 2nd.
John Cena is a freaking doofus. This
what's her name?
When he turned his hat back around,
who's with John with the Jonas guy, Nick Jonas. She's the wife of Nick Jonas. Chopra.
Not a clue.
And
I'm not up on my TMZ stuff.
We're just gonna move on at this point.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think the whole Cena stuff. He spun his hat back around and he's in his face like a little kid, man. Dude, you look like a doofus.
Well, it's always I don't know what it is. It's always like that when he goes heel in the backstage. Remember, and everybody says he looks like he's constipated.
Yeah, we use a term out here. I don't know. Maybe the kids use this lingo. Maybe the kids use this lingo down there too. He's such a force. It is. He's doing too much. He's just I don't know. He's like he's a doofus, man.
That's what his heel run has been for me.
He's been a doofus. I mean, if he was to do like the thugonomic stuff, I mean, I think that was pretty cool. Like when he said, these nuts or whatever he was saying with The Rock. That was some class. That was great stuff. I mean, why can't you do that?
Right. We haven't heard any of that. Well,
against Roman Reigns. Remember those promos? He poo-pooed on Roman Reigns, dude, when he's like, I'm here, I can do this better part-time than you can do this full-time. I feel like those were better promos than what he's doing now. And he wasn't even supposed to be, he wasn't even a heel. That's more of a heel than anything. Roman with the blue eyes. They had him with blue eyes.
Oh my God.
I can keep going. We should do a roast.
Yeah. All right. Well, somebody is coming back to Evolution. Name would be, excuse me.
Really?
Ricky Guerrero. Fightful Select is reporting that Guerrero has been telling those close to her that she expects to return to WWE within a few weeks. While specifics about her role remain unclear, the timing coincides with the upcoming WWE Evolution pay-per-view event. She has had a positive relationship with WWE since her full-time run ended, making sporadic appearances between 05, 18, 19, 23. One of the funniest gimmicks or funniest promos of all time is when The Rock does the Rock sing-along, and he brings her out, and he does the Eric Clapton song.
Yeah.
Look good tonight. And he calls her ugly and cheap.
He took it, though.
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking great. All right. I miss those.
I seen this meme. Well, it's not a meme. It's one of those reels that somebody sent me. Like when you have to explain to your kid that Sonny, it showed Sonny in the prison uniform. Like this was your childhood crush. Or your first crush.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
My.
Wow is right.
What's that? Skip Michael Scott says from The Office. My. Have the turntables.
Yeah. How about the tables turned?
Yeah.
All right. Cena's been great in wrestling, but it's time for him to retire. Let him be a pro actor now. Agree with them all.
A year ago.
He died after saving his nephew. This has been a funny story.
Somebody told me he was in space. That's why I'm just kind of like,
He was not in space.
All right. Not in space. There's another one that's in space, right?
Yes. A little Bow Wow. I think it was in space. What Lucas Black and Ludacris. Yeah, it's Fast 9. You got to watch it.
That's the one they're in space.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
I'm not watching that.
You got to watch it. You got to watch Fast 10 too.
No, I'm not. I only watched 2 of them. That's it.
You got to watch it. What do you rather watch? Fast 9, Fast 10, or a dog licking its balls?
I'd rather watch my dog lick its balls.
I hate you.
I'd rather watch him lick his balls, dude, than watch Fast.
You gotta watch it. You gotta.
I think it's dumb. Those movies are dumb.
Adam Sandler did a space movie too. I think he did. He's also doing Happy Gilmore too. Any interest?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
No, because you can't top those movies. Original. That's like, didn't they do like a Sandlot too?
They did a Sandlot 3. I didn't watch any of them.
Yeah, couldn't even tell you. See that? You see that? You can't do that stuff.
You can't do Dumb and Dumber 2 25 years later. The joke's still
like, they did Beetlejuice, the second one.
Did you like that one? It was okay.
I watched like 15 minutes of it. When my kid doesn't really show interest in something, it's bad.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Yeah, my kid will tell you, like, nah, this isn't for me. This movie sucks, Daddy. Yeah, this movie sucks, Daddy. Like, because he's into that creepy stuff. Like, he'll like watch, like, you know, these kids are. They're into all this weird stuff. So
you got an update here. The Magic select Jace Richardson, Michigan State's university guard. Why is that significant? First round. His father actually played for the Magic. This is, again, how you know you're getting old. Jason Richardson. This is Jace Richardson. Yes. There you go. Officially old. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yes, the training show. I have not gotten a chance to watch it, but I will. I usually watch Dark Side. They already did the Dumb and Dumber 2. Yeah, and it wasn't good. It was not good. I think we're going to wrap it up there. It was a good turnbuckle talk. You made me laugh. We give me some final thoughts here on the evolution of sports talk television, my friend.
Yeah, Cena's a doofus. He's a doofus, man, and that bald spot makes him look even stupider. I'd rather watch Scott Steiner sit there and explain math equations to me than listen and watch any of this stuff that John Cena is doing. I really would. I'd rather have Scott Steiner file my taxes for me than watch any of this stuff. I kid. No, I wouldn't do that.
Bro, listen. Scott Steiner filing taxes like an H&R Block. That is commercial gold. Why is that not?
Steiner math. You got among Steiner math.
I have a bald spot. It's okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Listen. I'm not making fun of people with bald spots. It's not what it is. It's just when you see John Cena and you see this glaring hole in the back of like, I'm like, that's not John Cena.
That's Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan.
That's Hogan. Like, dude, shave your head. Like, I used to do that nice look, that pompadour look. I could still pull it off. But eventually, if I started to get a bald spot, I'd be like, okay, it's just time to shave my head. Like, I started to get white hairs over here. Guess what? Shave them. Don't want them. You compromise.
Great. That's it. Well, Hogan never did.
There was a great quote in The Sopranos that I can't re-say on here with Phil Leotardo when he said, I wanted to, with a girl. So I compromised when he talked about his time in prison. John Cena, just go back to the shaving your head, compromise, bud. Maybe I'll be interested. I get it. It's late. It's late. Look, thank you guys for tuning in because you're going to see a lot more of this stuff as we continue on here on our journey with the Sports Web every Monday, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. You'll never know who's going to show up. From what I hear, I'm not going to spoil it. Next week, Peter, we might be having a huge guest on the show.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that under wraps. That we're not going to spoil that. But tomorrow, 7:30, right here on the Sports Web. Make sure you guys are liked and subscribed to the Frozen Pirate podcast on all major social media platforms. Well, you're watching the show now, so you can watch it right here on the Sports Web as well.
Yeah.
Buccaneers undrafted rookie free agent Devon J. Thomas is going to join the show. From what I understand, he's in agreement. We're going to do it. I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions. We're going to do something cool, ask him some stuff. I'm not going to ruin it, but make sure you tune in tomorrow, 7:30. The link is in my bio in the Instagram for the YouTube channel and all that other stuff. You can find me on Facebook at Louie Lateo. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it goes by, X, all that stuff. I don't know. I'd rather say Twitter. Because X, it's like I'm asking you to go look up porn or something. Like, hey, look me up on X. I don't like it, dude. I don't like it.
It's an amazing laughter show. Great show. Thank you, guys. The Steiner brothers with all their armor. Whoa, says Courtney Reno. Mike D. Roche, I'm going for a hair transplant.
Why?
I threw you a follow on Instagram. All right, there you go.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Reno. All right, Louie, appreciate the time.
There's a giveaway too soon. We're going to talk about that. And if you're just joining us now, you got problems because we started at 8 o'clock and you're pretty damn late, just like the time.
There you go.
Shame on you.
All right,
Peter.
boss. Yes.
Looking forward. No, I'm not boss. You're the boss. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a great show. Again, make
What do
sure
you hear? What do you say?
There you go. He's out right there. Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast as we come back here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let's go to the one shot really quick. Where is it at? There it is. Boom. There's my one shot. Thanks a lot to all the guests of the night. Of course, Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire, Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast, Leo Haggerty from a Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions. And of course, as always, your phone calls, your text messages, the engagement tonight was off the chain. We love that. We'll keep it down. The roommates are in the background. Congratulations to the Rays for winning. Bucs training camp right around the corner. We got you covered with interviews and everything else. We'll play some of those interviews again in case you didn't get a chance to see it. Remember, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake and do 3 things as you know them, you love them, you got to have them. Again, this edition brought to you by Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. Go up the block there in Holiday, Florida, 4649 Moog Road, and tell them Peter Blake, the Rolex reporter, sent you. Go see my friend Ricky and all the great barbers there. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for fans of the Sports Web, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say on this show, to wrap it up, go Bucs.